And welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And wow, do we have a lot of turtle news to break down today. Now, I know it's Sunday. There's been a hell of a lot of just toy news in general. So people are just exhausted at this point. People already want to go to bed. It's been a fun weekend. But we cannot end the weekend without me and Tanner doing a Turtles and Tea recapping all of the turtle reveals. So it's mainly NECA. We're not going to lie to you, but there's a little bit of Mezco in there, maybe Super 7 pops in, loyal subjects have got turtle stuff, so we're just going to freestyle this, try our best to grab all the pictures from all the coverage that other people have been doing, as obviously we're here in the UK, but as I said, I can't do it on my own. Here he is. It is, of course, Super Turk 5000. Tanner, what a weekend.
Hello.
What a weekend, mate. What a weekend.
Oh, mate, this has been a very busy, very manic weekend, but I am all for it.
I've already put my kidney up on eBay. That's illegal, right? You're allowed to do that, right? Sell organs on the eBay. Maybe.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Maybe,
it's fine.
Maybe I'll get a salad because I need to sort of jump in on a few different lines here that I've been trying so hard, been trying to strongly avoid, but yeah, they may have got me.
Hey, you could remortgage the house, release some equity, I guess.
Look, we've got to remortgage this year anyway, and those interest rates means I'm going to have to buy less turtles. Don't stress me out, Tanner. Right, let's get into this. Firstly, please do go and watch all the long form content on the channel. Me and Rich have already break down all the Marvel Legends reveals. Me, Tom and Mark done all the Joes and Juice reveals yesterday, and today it's mine and Tanner's turn to recap all of the turtle news with Turtles and Tea. We appreciate it's Sunday afternoon. People are tired. It's been a long weekend, but again, super chats are appreciated. Anything over £4 or $4 Friday, we'll read it out loud. Be a part of the show. Let us know your favourite turtle reveals and contribute to the nonsense here. We appreciate you. Hit that join button, all that good stuff. Let's go to the chat, Tanner, real quick and see who's around, just to shout out the people that are watching us live. So there's some reveals that we're about to talk about, but I do have the chat up. I also have put a poll up in the chat that I want to discuss. Shout out Jay's Toys Collection UK, Viper, Greg Finstab, California Red Devil with the blue emojis. Does he means purple, doesn't he? That guy always gets confused. The Fossil, Ashaholic, Greg Finstab, Adams in the chat as well. Again, we appreciate you. We don't expect too many people here on the live. Again, we know it's been a long weekend, but it will forever live in the replay crew for people to check out. But buckle in. As I said, put the kettle on. It's Turtles and Tea. I've got the mug. I'm ready to go. There's lots of turtle news to talk about. And to start us off, we have a poll in the chat. A bit of participation from the live chat here. Which NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle brand had the best showings / reveals at San Diego Comic-Con? What line are you loving at the moment? All right, so this isn't your favorite brand out of the four. This in general, this is like which one had the best showing at San Diego, right? So think subjectively. So you may love the movies, right? But subjectively, which brand did you reckon have the best showing? It may have been the movies. Let's be honest, they all had a great showing. So I've only got 4 picks on the poll, so I've had to merge a couple. So we've got Toon and Movie standing alone. Then we've got Mirage and Ronin sort of together as they're both based off comics. And then we've got Archie and Universal Monsters because they're mainly smaller lines out of the lot. So there you go. Toon, Movie, Mirage / Ronin, or Archie / Universal Monsters. Now, I can't vote as I've created the poll, but Tanner said he wanted to take a guess at which one I would have voted for. So what are you saying, Tanner?
So, I voted, just to let you guys know.
Okay.
But I think, based on the reveals, I think you would have gone for the Toon. I think there's been a lot of good stuff there, a lot of A-list, especially quite a few of the Turtles getting redone again, so it helps a lot of new collectors come in. I think you're drifting towards the Toon line there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Again, my love and bias for the Toon line will, of course, make me do that. But I reckon I could justify it. If we were having a debate right now, I reckon I could challenge for why Toon had the best showing. But that doesn't mean any of the other brands didn't. I reckon they all had some really solid reveals. And that's exactly what we're going to break down today. My guess for you, Tanner, would be the Mirage and Ronin stuff, because that is the hype at the minute. Would I be right?
100% correct. There's so many good Mirage stuff. There's so many good Ronin stuff that has come out. It's Yeah. As good as the cartoon stuff is, that Mirage stuff, just some of the reveals we'll go into just has that pips it off at the post there.
Yeah, and again, you could make an argument for them having the best reveals today. And again, we shall discuss all as we go through. Yeah, lots and lots of stuff. So thank you to everyone in the chat. Again, please go and share this on Instagram, on Twitter, all that good stuff. It is a little bit earlier than we usually like to stream, but time restraints and all that good stuff. I needed to make this happen before the weekend was over because the hype is now, people. All right, so let's get started with some reveals that happened just before it all kicked off here. Just before preview night, we had 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Ronin Mirage pre-orders go live. Well, 3 Ronin, 1 Mirage, and there they are on screen. So we're going to break these down. We're going to go through these images and see what we think. Now, again, if you've been following along with the channel, I've been holding strong and avoiding the Ronin and Mirage stuff. And now I did get the Ronin and the last Ronin. Tanner graciously brought me the Ronin book, which made me go, okay, I need to go in on this line now. But we haven't had any other figures released yet. So I do think I'm leaning in that direction. But now Mirage after today, after this weekend. Anyway, let's start off with the Mirage Foot Soldier. Has this got a particular name, or is it just the Mirage Foot Soldier?
I just think it's the robot foot soldier.
Ronin,
yeah, the Ronin foot soldier. Yeah, I believe it's from issue 3. Again, it's a robot foot soldier. I do like the extra arm accessories he comes with because it ends up being like a blaster. Looks so cool. Of course, these are army builders, so you need more than one just to have their facing off against either. This was part of the flashback, I believe. So it's going to be, you'll be having some of the flashback turtles up against these guys. I think they look really, really cool, and a little difference in appearance to, because it looks like the cartoon one. It looks with the robot with the head. It just looks a little bit more beefier, so it's an evolved version of that cartoon one, I would say.
What do you think? The cartoon ones were always, the foot soldiers were always robots, weren't they? That's how they got away with the turtles being able to slice them up in the cartoon. Rather than there being blood and guts everywhere, they're just robots. So underneath that purple sort of outfit was always going to be robotic stuff anyway. So now we're just getting a look at what that looks like in a little bit more of a gritty form. And like you said, these are flashbacks, so these are like the prelude to what those Psy sort of foot soldiers end up being, those ninjas that we have also got up for pre-order. But like NECA do, they pack it with accessories, interchangeable arms, like Tanner said, to be weapons. So yeah, again, you can't just buy one of these for the shelf. You need multiple. And again, we've seen some on display at San Diego. They look really good. So there's that one. That is now up for pre-order. You can buy them. Again, they look great together as well. So yeah, army builder. Next up, talking about Flashback Turtles, we have the first release of Flashback Raph, because we already know now there's going to be a second one, and we will discuss that as well. But here we have the first one. 2 interchangeable head, lots of interchangeable hands. Of course, he comes with his size, and then a bow, an arrow, to sort of tease what may happen to poor Raph. But I'll throw this one to Tanner, as Raph it may be his favourite turtle. Maybe you know that, maybe you don't. But yeah, what do you think of this one, Flashback Raph?
So again, it looks exactly like the comic book episode issue he's in, albeit I'm not going to spot. Well, it's a couple of years old now, this comic book. He even though he's the first one to ultimately meet his demise. Isn't he? The first to fall. First to fall, the issue is called, and let's just say his rage gets the better of him, and like the title says, he's the first to fall. One accessory he has that I've noticed just now that you didn't mention is a little hand dagger, which is very key to how he ends up dying. So, but yeah, it's a good issue. Definitely go and read it. And I'm torn as to which version I would go for. Either this version or the bloody version, like he's been through a battle. I'm torn. I don't know yet.
If Raphael is your guy, right, that shouldn't even be a question. You should be in on both regardless, all right? So here he is, looking good, like Tanner said, looks like the comics. Flashback Turtles. We're going to get them all. Raph is the first one out the door, and again, it looks like it does off the comic book page, and that's exactly what you want, represented in plastic on the shelf, looking very, very nice. Love that they gave us the interchangeable head as well for the different expressions. Moving on to another Ronin figure, the third Ronin figure out of all of these. It is Sai. So this is the daughter of Shredder. Again, she's in the flashbacks, but she's obviously a little bit older now as well, and she's fighting Raph in some of these pictures. It is Karai, right? I'm saying her name.
It's Karai. It's Karai. So again, again in the exact same issue with Raph. Let's just say they battle, and it may end badly for both of them. So, but again, this looks exactly like it appears in the comic. So good. I love the ninja look. She looks like she can lead the Foot Clan. If we go back to those robotic foots from earlier, you can have a couple of them flanking her, or just dogpiling Raph, even though it's not that issue. But yeah, I'm happy with this look. I'm really happy. I like the alternative head they have with the battle screaming. Yeah, I'm all in on this line. So I definitely picked up both so far. All three so far.
Yeah,
I think.
We've had a lot of reveals, a lot of pre-orders, but technically we've only got a few actually in hand. She looks good. Again, part of the flashback. So if you're starting to build those displays out, you're going to need Shredder's daughter to have a little fight with Raph on the shelf. But she is up for pre-order with Raphael right now, and the Foot Soldier too. Now, moving on to Mirage. Now, I'm not going to pretend I know too much about this guy. I'm not even going to try and attempt to pronounce his name. So hopefully Tanner's nailed that for me. How do you pronounce his name, Tanner?
So it's Savanti Romero.
Savanti Romero. Am I saying that right? Savanti Romero. Yeah. And he's like the henchman sort of thug for Rennet, right?
Not quite. He's Rennet. So Rennet's a good guy. He's like the arch nemesis of Rennet. So he tried to take control of the time sector to become like master of time, whereas Rennet starts off being like an apprentice and then evolves into Time Master. He has his own machinations for the time sector of how he would rule time. So he's Rennet's bad guy, I would say.
Okay, yeah, he's very demonic, like in character design. Now, I'm not going to claim I've read every issue of the Mirage, so it's not a character I was familiar with. But we did see him teased on the back of one of the boxes recently, so we knew he was coming. Apparently, this is one that Kevin Eastman requested that NECA made, as it's one of his favourite characters from the Mirage books, and it's very toyetic, as I said, very demonic, and he's much bigger than I expected as well. Like, look at him against the turtles there. He's towering above the turtles, and they're pretty big in scale themselves. So again, you seem to know more about this guy than me, definitely. So you're in on this one.
So yeah, I'm in on this one. He's very early in the Mirage series. They have a little time traveling episode. I love the goat legs they managed to do with this. Just the whole detailing added onto that. You could have gone very lazy with it, but
lots of texture in the sculpt.
Yeah, lots of texture, good sculpt. I like the evil version of the time scepter it's got there. You've got a good power effect to go around it, like he's
the claw
powering it up
around it.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. Definitely an interesting look. And yeah, I'm all for this. I think it will go in nicely with my Mirage display. But incidentally, I think I sent you the other day because I added a lot of things, and it may have tempted you towards that Mirage line.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The Mirage stuff, like at first, it was a bit. The Mirage Turtle stuff originally was really hard to get, wasn't it? Like, because it was only limited releases, then it was crazy on the aftermarket, and then the market, it got flooded with KOs and stuff like that. But it wasn't until last year, I guess, where NECA started to move away from like the game stuff, wasn't it? They were doing Turtles in Time, and they sort of leaned more into the Mirage stuff. And like now, after seeing San Diego and the displays that you can build, like now it's an actual, like I always say, for me, my collection and it's all about world building, like having that representation, creating that little portal into the world you love on a shelf. And now I feel like you can do that with the Mirage. And I always love learning about new characters via the medium of toys as well. Like I'm not going to claim to know everything. Like there's so much material out there. I can't know everything. But seeing a character like this in figure form, it makes me intrigued. Oh, okay, now I need to learn about him and his rivalry with Rennet and stuff like that. So, Yeah, I love this hobby, and the Mirage stuff is looking epic. And your display, by the way, I'll try and find that picture and show it on the stream before we get out of here, because you've got a nice. I like a compact display. Like, I just feel like a compact display looks really good, and like you've got a nice full DTOF with different tiers and layers, and I think it looked epic. So,
but with some of these reveals, I wonder how I'm going to fit them in.
You're not going to.
It's a case of
you need a second one.
There will need to be some extreme reshuffling. Maybe like I've done with my Spider-Man. If I have a couple of suction cups to have them hanging off the wall or something like that, maybe. But we'll get to that when we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, but he looks great. There he is, and his big ugly mug look really, really good. There's all his accessories. So they are your 4 pre-orders that happened just before the convention started. So just before preview night doors opened, I think the night before, these 4 went up. So you got 3 Ronins and a Mirage there as well, and that sort of really set the tone for what was going to happen at San Diego Comic-Con. Now, so much stuff was revealed here. Don't expect any organization into how we talk about this. So we're just going to freestyle it and do as best as we can. And I'm just going to go straight to that Mirage display. So this was the display on day 1 preview night. You got the Turtles in the middle there. You got Raph down here. You got the Wanderer, Michelangelo down there. And then lots of releases that we've already seen with a few little nuggets in there, if you will. So there we've just seen him. We've just talked about him. He's on display. Looks really good. Again, much bigger than you expected. There's Rennet up there fighting with him. We get Casey Jones, who was one of the first Mirage figures to be released in this sort of new setup. And then right next to him, for the very first time, we're getting an accurate first appearance representation of Baxter Stockman. Are you happy to get Baxter in the line?
I mean, it's a key character, and he is a civilian character. So if you want to like budge him in elsewhere, it's brilliant. I think he's good. It's a key character. He comes with a little computer. Hopefully, he comes with a couple of mouses as well, as he's the originator of the. He creates the mouses. So
does, yeah.
If he comes with a couple, I know Splinter came with one when he was released, but if he comes with a couple as well, just to add some more in with him, because if it's just here, I know you and I both know what NECA are like with accessories. They'll throw in everything and anything. So many hands, so many heads, different accessories from here, there, and everywhere. So I have no doubt. Hopefully they do throw in another Mouser, but we shall see.
Look,
I'm definitely all for
Mirage.
this. Yeah.
He comes with a computer. They definitely mentioned that, and I'm sure maybe an interchangeable head. I do like it when they give us options for the shelf. So as we're skimming through here, they did sort of tease something else on preview night, and there he is in the hole. Now, I think I actually have a better image of him because they took him out there, because on the day 1 you could hardly see him. Something like, I think people will go mad at Mad Hatter because in his little original video he skipped on by, and I read the comments and it was just like no one saying thank you for the coverage. It was just everyone going, oh, you missed him. But there he is coming out of the wow. He's not Abnugla. Coming out of the turtle sort of sewer hole with the rat there, the little turtles up front. But what do you think of this guy? This guy looks massive, by the way. Absolutely massive.
Big and beefy. It looks great. It fits in with this line, because this line, we've had so many big and beefy figures already. That Triceratron, the Shredder clone. I'm gonna have to take a look, see what else we've had. The Turtles themselves, we've dubbed them the Hench Turtles. They're big and beefy. This is no different. I know in the Mirage comics he's had different looks in different issues, but this is great. He's imposing. You can have him at the back like he's about to attack the Turtles, or he's looming over the Turtles. I think it's great. They've given us different bandages for his legs, so you can customize the way he appears. Again, big and beefy. I'm all for it. He'll probably come with a heck ton of rats, and just look at that face. Just look at that face. It looks like something out of your nightmares, right?
He definitely doesn't look like you could join a boy band with his head sculpt. That's for sure. This is the people's perception of the Rat King. He lives in the sewers with the rats. Of course, he looks like a horrible, gangly bastard. That's why he's got all his face wrapped up, because he's hideous. But he does look very nice. I do love the colours on this guy as well. Like, even in Toon, you can see where the Toon obviously took their inspiration, but this is a little bit more gritty and dirtier and darker than what we've seen in the cartoon. So I do like that. I do like how we're getting some of these main villains now that I love from the Toon and whatever in the Mirage line. So that's what's sort of pulling me in a little bit more now, because that's where my first introductions to the Turtles were toys and cartoon, and I learned about everything else after the fact. So I love this. It does look really good, and again, I do like the way they're showing it off on the day one as well in the little turtle hole.
I like that diorama. I mean, if they do decide to, because we know they're doing a sewer diorama for cartoon. If they decide to do one for Mirage as well, I wouldn't say no to that. Now, as you're going through the pictures, you've seen the foot soldiers. Again, the blue ones or the little ones are already out.
Yeah.
The big ones are on pre-order. And
the enforcers, right? The foot enforcers, they're called,
The foot enforcers, the foot elite, the backup, the elites, basically. Yeah. We've got the Michelangelo, the Wanderer, which, like, who was it? The Signa robots from the Ronin are only Best Buy exclusives. We don't know how we're going to get them over here.
Ali, come on, Uncle Ali. Come on, Uncle Ali. Help us out.
Although Uncle Ali has kind of gone into recluse lately. We don't know what's happening with
him on the wrist, I think.
Yeah. So it's a case of may have to come up with another way to pick these up if they don't come over here.
See this guy here?
I'm liking.
He's an Easter egg, right?
Yeah, that Utrom. Yeah, it's a new, different style of Utrom. He could appear with anything because it's like they take over robot. They have robot bodies. They hide in the stomach, like Crang in the cartoon. So it could be anything. They could release another civilian style body with him in there. He looks like he could be army general with his helmet.
He's
and
on a little spaceship.
Yeah. In the Utrom base. Yeah, it looks cool. It looks cool. I'm all for it. And if they do decide to release this as a display option, I'd be all for it. It looks so cool.
Look, get yourself to B&Q. Get yourself some foam boards. You can knock one of them up. You're good.
I'm not that artistic. Mine will look like it's made by a toddler, to be honest with you. In fact, it's like that Simpsons episode where Homer goes into the
diorama contest.
The diorama contest and win. I'll be like that, but mine won't win.
It's Homer's enemy. That's Frank Grimes' episode, that one. I know that one well.
Yeah.
I'd buy this as a dio. They said they'd see what interest, but I don't think they have any. I don't think they have any plans on making this as a dio yet. But it does look good. Like, as I said, I love world building. As I said, it's a portal into the thing you love displayed permanently on your shelf. So the Mirage stuff looks great. So there is a few more little teasers with that, and hopefully I can get a picture. So the next day or the second day or third day, whatever it was, they put out a red shirt Casey Jones. So we're going to get another version of Casey Jones. Now, I don't know if they announced this is going to be a single pack or in a 2-pack or anything like that. But we're getting a red shirt Casey Jones because day one, the one they shown off, they sneakily switched it out. Because look, that one, the original release, grey shirt. But the red shirt is how he appeared in the comics as well. So that was another sneaky next day sort of reveal. And then also, this big bastard. Again, just like everything I just said about the Rat King, copy and paste it for this guy. I got introduced to these characters through the Toon, and the Toon obviously gimmick-fied them a little bit, made them a little bit more playful. But again, these guys are gritty and dark, and look at this big bastard. This looks bigger than the dinosaur.
Yeah. It looks great. The only thing is, I want to see the back of his tail. Is it bendy wire? Is it not? I know with the Triceratops, that one is bendy wire. So I have all the faith in the world that this will be a bendy wire tail. But it looks amazing. Look how big he is. Look, again, the exact same thing I've said with the Rat King. Say it again. Just copy, as you said, copy and paste it to Leatherhead. The detail on it just looks so good, and it's just sort of like, I you must have some really strong will, Dan,
Oh
to
no, no, no.
avoid this
This is
Mirage line
this is what I'm
with
saying.
goodness like this, mate.
This is what I'm saying. Like the Rat King, Leatherhead. Now I need to go and get the turtles. Like for me, like when it comes to the Mirage stuff, I feel like maybe I can skip the characters I'm not too familiar with. But again, I do love learning, and some of them look great. But again, how can I avoid characters like Leatherhead? And I don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't want them, but when you collect Marvel Legends and Joes and you try and dabble in all these other lines, it's hard to dive in on all this turtle stuff. But undoubtedly, do I want it? Yes, absolutely. Do I have the money or space? To a collector's worst enemies? No, I don't. But I want them. First world problems, though, people. I'm well aware. But there he is. He came out and like the second day they replaced the dinosaur with him. But the whole display looked great. So that was the display on the second shelf. Now, if I scroll up a little bit, you can see the the Ronin display.
Ronin stuff.
So you get Ronin up top battling the two ninjas. Now the white ninjas, correct me if I'm wrong, Tanner, have not gone up for pre-order yet, or are they like a Best Buy thing? Where are they?
Well, no, the normal ones are the Best Buys.
Okay.
The white ones haven't gone up for pre-order yet. So it's a case of trying to track these down. The white ones are meant to be like Elites, the more powerful ones.
So they're just they're just the same. It looks like they're the same mold with a few tweaks.
You only really need the one. I mean, my preference is the full-colored ones because it'll fit in well with that. They can turn invisible, so if you want to have
I've already got loads on the shelf.
Version,
yeah, I've already got loads. I've got loads on the shelf fighting my Ronin right now. Yeah. That's what I tell people.
Yeah, it looks cool. It looks good. Both versions look good.
Different head sculpts as well. Different head sculpts. You got the red visors.
I didn't notice that. Yeah. I didn't notice that. So it looks cool. Again, I'm all for. I may pick up the normal coloured ones when the black and white ones come. The elite ones come. As they're elite, you only need like one, or if you even need one, you need more of the grunt versions. The elites will clean up what the grunts can't, right?
Yeah, they again, army builders. They're dangerous. They look so good though, and you need more than one for the turtles to fight. The turtles can obviously take on multiple at a time. Just regarding Leatherhead, Adam said, "Wow, amazing." Sai says, "Good point, Tanner. With the details are spot on with the Mirage line." Jay says, "Dan, this is your time." Trying to get me involved with the Mirage. So does Adam. He says you have to start the Mirage line. First, if a chicken says, "Dang, I thought I talked a lot." Dan, I think you've been live for 4 days. Yeah, this is the 3 days in a row. Yeah, 3 days in a row. I think that's fine. It's Comic-Con weekend. I'm not. If I was there, I'd be talking toys, but I'm not. So I'm talking toys virtually. I can do it all online. But Viper Therapist says, "Yes, do it, Dan." This is a whole nother collection as well. Mirage. Like, look how many ninjas are up there.
I mean, you've already technically started this
I know,
one.
I have. Because of you. And I've got the book. I've been reading the book. It's right here. There it is.
Yeah.
There you go. Tanner knows how to sucker me in.
And
just reading the first chapter and you start seeing characters you recognise. And I didn't really know where the story was going. But the Mirage, the Last Ronin stuff is epic. But this is what you alluded to earlier, Tanner. You said that you may save yourself for the second one. The Fallen, the first turtle to fall. It's poor Raph.
Yeah, first turtle to fall, poor Raph. I like the details on this. The fact you get the one thing the first one didn't have is all the arrows. Now, if you look, he's got loads of little spaces in him to just jam arrows in. He's even got a bleeding sword in him. Now, the fact that in the comics that didn't put him down, it was the hand blade under the jaw to take him out. But it just looks so good. The extra added detail that he's been through a hard and heavy battle to fall, basically.
If that was Donatello on the floor right now, I'd have a tear rolling down my face, Tanner. That's how much I love Donatello. So I'm just
Incidentally, you said you're reading the book. Have you gotten to the stage where Donnie...
No, the Splinter and Donnie's sort of situation. I just skipped over it. I didn't want to read it.
You know what?
In my head canon, they're still there. They're still there in the past.
Yeah, but I will say those two probably had the most resonating, the best death. I would say,
of course.
But yeah, they had the best death. I will give Donnie that. He had the best death.
This looks epic. I remember that game back, like that board game when we're kids, and it's like a pirate in in like a
Oh, the barrel. Pop-up pirate.
Pirate, yeah. This looks like
Pirate,
this is basically that situation, but with arrowheads sticking into the back of Raphael's
Of a turtle
shell.
You've got to pull him out and make sure he doesn't pop out of his shell, yeah?
Stab him until he dies. Poor Raphael. So they have confirmed that this isn't the same as this one over here. If I find a picture of this one again, let me scroll up. So this is a single relief Raphael. As you'll notice, he has no blood on him. There is no blood on him at all. This one here has got blood on him. Blood on the face, blood on the body, arrows all over him. So this is a second Raphael release. It's going to be a variant. They said it's going to be released later this year. But we don't know where or what yet, or how. I'm assuming it's a single pack. But yeah, this will be the second RAF released and exclusive to somewhere, but where we don't know yet. So 2 RAFs confirmed for the Ronin line. So you can either pick a dead RAF or an alive RAF. It's completely up to you. But again, this is a scene from the comic, and it's about recreating that for your shelf. Epic. So it looks great. It does look great.
Yes.
Right, let's keep going through. So there's Mikey. Again,
Mikey.
flashback Mikey, looking really good. I think this is the first time we've seen him in physical form in any type of convention or anything like that. Am I right?
Yeah, the only two we've seen are the normal RAF and the Leo.
Exactly.
So I think, the RAF, Mikey here is the first time we've seen him. We get to see him become very traumatized and see what leads him to become the Ronin. But he looks good. I like the armor and the armor on him, the way he's dressed. It's perfect to how he appears in issue 3. So he's got a little spot for his nunchucks on his chest.
I like that.
That is really, really cool. It differentiates it from any other Mikey where he has it on his belt. Nice and easy to get as well. Just grab it from the chest. It looks really, really cool. I'm all for this line. So give me my third Mikey in this freaking line already. Yes.
Yeah, no, really, really good. Again, looking like the comic book page, and that's what it's all about. Looking at the chat, they said, First Two Chicken said it's awesome, but sad. He also says, I'm at the pool with the stream playing over the outdoor speakers. No running by the pool. I repeat, no running by the pool, thank you. Ty says, I have to get the bloody RAF. Again, get both. Why not? We're made of money. We're not really. We are definitely not made of money. Right, no, here's my fave. It's the only one we've got an emoji. Where's the Donatello emojis in the chat? It's Donnie. It's flashback Donnie. So he comes with his flag. He comes with his own flashback attire because him and Splinter are sort of within the same sort of story arc. And we also get Splinter next to Donnie as well. And it's the first time we're seeing these two in physical form. And these two look really, really nice. That Splinter looks really, really good too. Again, is that tail bendy wire? You can assume so. He's got his sword. He's got his stick. Big baggy trousers. His gi, I think it's called. I like Donnie's hat, by the way. That's a good hat, Donnie. So what do you think of these two? These two are going to come. Are these going to be single packs? I think they are, right?
I mean, everything else in the Ronin line has been single packs, so I can imagine these two will be single pack, even though in the story they're together. I think that Splinter is the best Splinter we've ever had in all lines. I'm gonna go out on a limb there. Just the detailing, the sculpt, the fur sculpt, the look, it just looks so great. And he looks like we can see the hole in the tail. It looks like it is bendy wire. I can see a hole in the tail, so it does look like it's got to be bendy wire. Which is
has he got any knee articulation? I can't tell from this image.
I don't know. I don't know. You can't tell.
I think the articulation's at the top of the ankle and then the foot, rather than the knee, maybe.
The only thing I hope is improved on is his feet, his ankle articulation, because it looks like it's the same ankle articulation as the movie and the Universal Monsters ones. And I hate those ankle joints because they're so loose. I can only hope they do something to improve on that and make it a little bit more sturdy so that he stands up and... All right, he's got a walking stick to help him stand up, but I can only hope they fix that QC issue with regards to that.
He seems all right there, to be fair. He wasn't one that I've seen topple over this weekend. Keep going with the Mirage. So we went down a shelf now. So there's the foot soldier that we've seen from earlier. And then right next to it is Casey Jones. And that's the little tease we got as well with the foot soldier helmet crushed, an attachment piece to the sledgehammer. So here we have Casey from the Mirage story, but will grow old and grizzled, looking good. First time we're seeing him as well, right?
Yeah, definite. First time we've seen him. Looks exactly like the page. He's got a sledgehammer. Call him Triple H. He's ready to smash some heads. And yeah, he again looks brilliant. Double jointing arms, double jointing legs. I don't know about if he has any like ab crunch or anything like that because of I don't know how much hindrance that armor plate over his chest is going to be.
A lot of the figures, as you scroll through here, don't look like they've got much articulation in the waist area at all due to the sculpt. I think they have. NECA sometimes do this, and again, I'm not mad at it, but NECA sacrifice articulation for aesthetics. They'd rather it look more comic accurate or more source accurate than add the cuts in there for an ab crunch. And for me, I'm not an ACBA artist. Like, I like to just get my figures on a nice pose on the shelf, and as long as I think it's more important to me for my collection that the figures look like the source material.
Looks good.
Yeah, so I'm not mad at it, but I can understand it being a hindrance for some people. They are action figures after all.
Yeah.
But how do you stand on that sort of dynamic of it, articulation over aesthetic?
I'm a little bit of both because I do pictures on my Instagram.
A balance would be ideal. Don't get me wrong, but
a balance of both.
But you don't hate
nice
these,
healthy
though.
balance. No. By all means, I don't hate these. These look so good. You can forgive the lack of articulations, and I'm totally fine with it. It looks like he's come off the page. He will fit in well with the other figures from the line. All of them will fit in together, and it will all look like, because the way I like having my displays is like one big battle scene. So you can have the Ronin surrounded by with the flashback behind the bad guys, the Signa robots surrounding them like they're all going to attack a dog pile. And I'm all for it. I mean, again, I like that healthy mix of articulation and thing, but these look so good that,
Will we get an unmasked Casey head sculpt?
Maybe they'll give it as an alternative head in his box.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, literally every other Casey we've had revealed has come with eventually they did. Of them.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, eventually they did come with an unmasked head, and the cartoon one never actually took his mask off. So more often than not, we do get it when it comes down to it. I think this one will have it, but if he doesn't, even if he does, I will probably have him with this look anyway. So if he doesn't, I don't mind it, but if he does, it gives that extra added change if I want to change my mind, if anybody wants to have that choice.
Yeah, options are always good. I always appreciate options. I'm sure he'll come with his big hockey bag full of weaponry as well, as you can see right there. So yeah, he's looking really good. There we get a Fugitoid, broken and bashed, all cracked up on the floor. Now, Trevor, from the interviews we've listened to from Pixel Dan and the Fuge, has said that this is potentially going to be in a Ronin themed accessory pack. Am I right in saying that, Tanner?
I think, he did say that, and it would be the perfect way to release him. All the other accessory packs so far have been great. The movie ones, the cartoon one, which everybody seems to want.
Which they are re-releasing.
They are re-releasing. I think with regards to this would be a perfect add-on for an accessory, because especially if he's like battle damage, like it's literally about to self-destruct. I think, on its own, I don't think that'll be enough to warrant a solo figure. But in a accessory set, I think this will be perfect for that kind of release.
Yeah, no, I reckon they can see an accessory pack being done for sure. He did say it, and that's the whole display is spattered with different robots and pieces. You can see the little bugs that I'm sure will come with the ninjas. I love this pose with Leo, but we have seen flashback Leo before, but again, he looks great there on the Dio with all the arms. It's like it reminds me of is it like Walking Dead? You see scenes like that where the arms are coming through and zombies and whatnot. So there's another dead foot soldier. There's the little robots that we were talking about. There's a couple of different versions of them spattered throughout the display.
We've already had one with unarmored or stupid sexy Ronin, the little dog version, right?
Yeah, that's his pet though, isn't it? That's a good guy version, not a horrible version.
No, it's I don't think there is a good guy version. That just came with him.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so again, we've had one. We can get more. There's loads of different types. If we get a Baxter Stockman, because he looks all funky and grizzled as well, just like manage all the robots, then I don't see I can only see good things in the future for this particular line and the Mirage line as well.
Yeah.
Now, I know there was a tease. I don't know if you caught it or if you have a picture of it.
Okay.
In one of the series, you got to see dark grayed out turtles, like Mikey's got his brothers behind him, the ghost turtles.
Okay. It's on one of these little windowsills, isn't it, near Mikey or something?
Yeah.
It's behind Mikey, so
yeah, you can see him there. You can see one of them there. So it's all dark grayed out, the ghost versions of the brothers. So if they do this, that'd be another way to get it out. It'd be really, really cool, in an innovative way to do this. Another way to use the bucks.
So what's the best way to do this then? Is it a 4-pack or 3-pack, even 4-pack, 3-pack? I don't want to spoil anything. Or would it be single release, just a variant single release of each character?
If it was me, I'd say a 3-pack.
And me,
maybe. Do I want to have it in the accessory set? But again, you have 4 figures in an accessory set. Doesn't make much sense. I think
that's a box
that'd be
set right
ridiculous.
There.
Yeah, that's a box set right there. So I think have a 3-pack. Maybe I don't know how well the Ronin figure sold. If you have the Ronin figure in there as well, make it a 4-pack, because NECA.
I reckon the Ronin figure sold a hell of a lot, because they're dedicating a lot on this line here. So that Ronin figure, I'm sure, gave them the confidence.
Hot take.
Go on.
If they do a 4-pack with the ghosts and the bloody rat.
Oh, okay. Interesting. There's ways. Again,
Maybe.
We'll find out. I don't even think they know 100% how everything's coming out yet. They they work it out as they go along. But we know we're getting all the turtles individually, at least. Foot soldiers, Casey, I'm sure. But again, this is just a start. So yeah, when it comes to Mirage and Ronin, an unbelievable showing. It took up a whole case. It was definitely a big theme for the NECA booth. And if we go back to the chat right now and have a look at the YouTube chat, the poll, a lot of people are loving that more. So I said in the poll, which NECA TMNT brand had the best showing or reveals at San Diego Comic-Con? What line are you loving at the moment? 40% of yous out there say Mirage and Ronin so far. Still time to vote in that poll though. 45 votes so far. But again, I'm not going to challenge it. An epic showing. Again, the displays look epic. And to be fair, they did comment on the Mirage or the Ronin display, because it's obviously a modified sort of street diorama. They said maybe if there's enough interest, of course they could down the line. But it's not even on the cards yet. They just said maybe. So maybe in the future.
It looks cool. So I've seen it. The way the cartoon ones have sold, the way the even if they do it as a con exclusive, like they did the movie one years and years ago,
that would piss people off.
It'd be a good way to get it out. Yeah.
Oh, that street sign, by the way, that's going to be in the accessory pack as well. They mentioned that. So street sign, Fugitoid, a couple of robots, weapons. I'm sure we'll see them. Look, there's more foot soldiers there in the hole as well. There they all are coming out.
Yep.
It would look great. Don't get me wrong. If they release this as a Dio, I'd be very, very interested. But it's in the early idea stages rather than it actually being a possibility just yet. Okay, let's go for all of this and then move across to the next shelf, which is movie. So let's look at some of the movie stuff here. So even though the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive this year was the the Samurai Turtles from the third movie. They are still continuing with Turtles in Time. I'm about to say Turtles in Time then. Still continuing with Secret of the Ooze here. And they've gone in directions that I didn't think they would go. So let's start breaking all this down. So firstly, we are getting a Foot Soldier 2-pack. Now, we did get a first movie Foot Soldier 2-pack. We also got a single released as well, where they come with an array of weaponry. But because the second movie, they weren't allowed to use any weapons and swords, that's why you'll notice none of the Turtles had their weapons. Michelangelo may have had his sausage nunchucks, but he never had actual ones. These Foot Soldiers will just come with a load of sticks, essentially. Sticks. But I'm sure you can use some weapons from elsewhere if you want to spruce it up. But we get a Foot Soldier 2-pack for the Secret of the Ooze, which is good. Again, army building potential. And then back there, you will notice Jordan Perry in one outfit. But you don't just get one Jordan Perry. If you go across to the other side, if I can find an image, there he is. We get a second Jordan Perry as well. Now, forgive me, I forget the actor's name, but he did pass away recently. So this has been on the cards for a little bit, but obviously out of respect, etc., they just held back. But now they have been given the blessing to release this 2-pack. So we are going to be getting a Jordan Perry 2-pack, which I always, as I said, I've said this before, but I always thought he was the Baxter Stockman of the movie verse, because we never got Baxter, but he was the closest thing we got to it. What do you think of the Foot Soldier 2-pack and then the Jordan Perry 2-pack here, the Secret of the Ooze?
So the Foot Soldier 2-pack, it's a way to get some more Foot Soldiers out there. I don't know if I think the colours are going to be slightly different with regards to these, and the
they
weapons,
look the same.
obviously,
They look the same as the first.
They look the same.
Redecoed.
Maybe a little bit more greyed out, a little bit redecoed. Yeah. With the Terry Scientist 2-pack. Now, if you would have come to me at the start of this line and said, "Oh, would you like a 2-pack of this?" I probably would have been okay to skip it, to be totally honest with you. Even with the original rumours of the way the second movie was supposed to go, he was meant to be a Neutron.
Oh, interesting.
I'm not sure if you knew
that.
I
didn't know that.
Yeah,
no.
And a little tidbit, he was meant to be a Neutron, but then that got rewritten and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it'd be nice to add to this display. It adds a civilian character to the display, along with Danny. The less we say about the Danny figure, for me at least, the better, purely because it took forever to get him.
Danny's from the first movie.
Yeah, he is, but I'm just making a comparison of the two.
Okay,
yeah, a civilian comparison. From what I heard, the actor's name, who I can see in a comment from Eric Miller, David Warner. He actually saw these figures before he died, so I'm glad he got to see that.
Of course, yeah, they got his blessing. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So I may pick these up. I'll see how my mood takes me when they do release this, but I'm kind of on the boat with regards to this particular 2-pack.
Yeah, I was intrigued to see it being a 2-pack because I didn't feel like I needed two variants of the character. Don't get me wrong, I'm very happy to have Jordan Perry in the collection, but I probably would have went for his more professor look out of the two. But again, if it's going to be a 2-pack, then I guess I'm getting a 2-pack. I'm sure he'll come with a massive dandelion as well and some ooze to hold. But it's nice to have a unique character. I always like adding unique characters to the shelf, and we've never got him in figure form, any line ever. So, very happy.
Although, one thing I will say, I'm very surprised they got to him before they got to page 2 April.
Yeah, I told you, because it's Judith Hogue has said to them, look, you can make as many figures of me, but don't make the other April. I think that's what's in her contract, because because the other April is actually in the second and third movie, so she's actually had more screen time in live action Turtles than Judith Hogue. But Judith Hogue is best pals with NECA now. That's nothing against that. I'm happy to have Judith Hogue on the shelf. But if we're going to be accurate here, I know they're playing the same character, but the likeness would be different for the Secret of the Ooze and for Turtles and the third Turtle movie. So, yeah, I'm surprised. I will be intrigued to see if they get there. Maybe if they fall out with Judith Hogue. I don't know. But there's another 2-pack here. So this is the third 2-pack we are getting with Secret of the Ooze, and it is a single pack Kino, a separate release of Kino, but with a chubby This is probably how I would look as a foot soldier if I dressed up like that, to be completely honest. So yeah, this is a more realistic, untoned foot soldier. Now, this was teased at the back of like a photo ages ago. Remember, like people were like, "Oh, it's a fat foot soldier." But now it's actually here. He's going to be packed with Kino. Kino's in his kickboxing attire when he's training. You're also going to get the bag as well, which I think is a really nice accessory for the shelf. So yeah, foot training Kino and foot soldier, but it's for fat foot soldier essentially, as a 2-pack. This may be the only other way to get Kino, you know. So far, is the only official way they've announced. But that makes that exclusive a little bit more desirable now, even though he does heft up the price with the scooter and all that nonsense with it. If you wanted a more delivery boy Kino, then you may not be able to get it anywhere else. Right now, anyway, at least. So what do you think of this 2-pack with Kino? Are you going to get a second one?
So, again, when we go to mind's eye, how I think Kino looks when I initially think of him, I immediately go to the one that was the SDCC exclusive, the one with the motorbike, the pizza delivery look.
The start of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. He's in it for most of the movie. He's only in this for a couple of minutes when he's joining the.
It's a montage.
Undercover.
It's a montage, basically, isn't it?
It's good for anyone who didn't pick up that SDCC set to get a version of Kino. The likeness looks so good. It looks amazing. I don't know what NECA are doing. I'm not sure. I don't think they have access to like the digital print that Hasbro do, but their likenesses on all of these movie figures just look brilliant.
Yeah, it's not their aesthetic, is it? It's not the NECA aesthetic to do the digital face printing skit, so I don't think it would be any need to add it to the line now. What they're doing is decent enough for the displays that they're creating, and yeah, it looks good. It looks really, really good.
Yeah.
And it's a different expression to the other 2 Kino heads we get with the exclusive, so essentially I'm sure you're going to have your mix and match posability options between them, be interchangeable. I do like he comes with all the boxing stuff though, so even just as a standalone figure on the shelf, posed up, fighting the bag, will still look pretty cool. And then again, there's the fat foot soldier has army building potential. I'm just saying, you're like, get a couple of them in the shelf.
Heck, if I was to get one, I'd probably try and get like a selfie series head. Put my head on this,
exactly,
on that foot soldier, and then you have a version of me in the display.
Put yourself into the total display. That's more like it. Yeah. No, I'm right there with you. That's more my body type too, to be honest. Okay, so that's not all though. That's not all. You may have noticed, smack bang in the middle of this display, if I go backwards a second, we have Shredder's throne. Now, if you're looking at this and you don't recognise that from the movie, and you're scratching your head saying, well, I don't remember that being the movie. Well, don't worry, you didn't forget anything. You're correct. It was not in the movie. It was filmed but cut. It's not even in any post-credit scenes or anything like that. It was just not in the movie, but it was a prop. It was something created for the movie. It was on set. They filmed with it. You may have a glimpse of it in the background, but it was not in the film. So this is based off, I believe what Trevor said was the best reference they got was off a trading card, and then they contacted people that were on the props department for the movie, and they've sort of created what they think it would have looked like. So it is basically the best representation they could put together based off what small source they had. And it's not anything I thought we'd get. I never thought to myself, oh, do you know what would look great? Shredder's throne from the scrapyard. But this whole diorama looks epic with the tires, and then the throne, it could be a centerpiece for a Secret of the Use display. Toka and Razor either side of him there. What do you think of this? Do you need a throne for the display?
The throne looks good. The only thing is, he looks a little bit too short for that throne. His legs are just hanging off the side, like not even touching the ground. I would say, I want to see how maybe Super Shredder fits in that throne. A little bit bigger. His feet would fit. He may be a little bit too wide for it, but I think that would look good. But if you have Toka, Razar on both sides of the throne, throw a bunch of foot soldiers in there, just make it look so cool, imposing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
the base was a junkyard, and I believe that backing bit they were saying was like shredded bits of car.
Yeah, it's cars. There's a car exhaust there as well, sticking out the side. Shredded car doors and panels and barrels and pipes and just like a ladder.
Whoever came up with the idea of this, I would like to just have a chat with them over their thought process of it, because it just looks so batshit crazy.
Like, it doesn't look very comfortable, right? And if I was the leader of the foot, I would assume there's some money involved here, or maybe they just didn't have any money. I don't know, but I would have sent someone else to DFS and got me a sofa or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to sit on any spiky car parts. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I want to be comfortable in lead of this crew. So, yeah, Shredder, I don't know what you're playing at, mate. Go and get yourself a nice chair, get a comfy sort of recliner.
I mean,
or something.
You're at a junkyard.
Yeah,
they're at a junkyard. Somebody's probably thrown away a used couch that he could probably use.
Exactly. Why do you want spiky car parts up your ass when you can go and get yourself a nice recliner? I don't get it, Shredder, but whatever, he might be into that. It looks epic.
I think Shredder's been watching Game of Thrones.
Clearly. This clearly looks just as comfortable as that, for sure. But it looks great. I'm in. If it gets released, I'm sure it will. They plan to.
Yeah.
I don't know the price point or anything yet, but I need some 3D printed tires as well now, please. Can we buy this wall of tires, please? Like, that'd be nice. Again, it's all about world building for me. It's about the display. It's about how it looks, and this whole display they had. Of the junkyard. Look, they even had Raph tied up. So we've already got that tied up Raph head with the accessory pack. You can get some rope and make yourself a pole. And let me see if I can just get a wide
or
shot.
as he's been dubbed, a little too Raph.
Yeah, there you go. So that looks epic. Looks really, really good. So I'm in on it all, Tanner. What can I say? I'm in on it all. Mini Bradley Multiverse said, forgot it was Turtles and Tea tonight. We'll catch you guys on the replay. You shall indeed. Hello on the replay, Tom. How are you doing? But yes, Tom, get yourself a 3D printer, please. I need some 3D printed barrels and 3D printed and tires. You're a creative guy. Yeah. I feel like Tom can have that in him. Okay, so there's that. Right, let's keep going. So underneath them, they had a display of the monsters, Universal Monsters. Now, we all thought that the way this was going to go is that we got the 4 turtles, we got April, we got Splinter, we got Casey. We assumed, Tanner, and I think everyone assumed this, not just me, but we all assumed that the next logical step would be Shredder, Foot Soldier, Rocksteady, Bebop, like in that direction, right? If we're going to continue down the path of individual unique characters. But no, they've gone in a direction that I think I actually prefer, and that's given us more variants of the actual turtles. So first up here, if we can find a close-up, we have your favourite, Raphael as the Wolfman Raphael. What do you think?
I mean, as you said, I think the rumor was when this first came out, there was only going to be 8 figures. We're already at 7. Yeah. I thought the 8th figure was going to be Shredder, and we'd be done with it.
Yeah.
They come out of left field with this. I, for one, have been loving the Universal Monsters line. They've all looked original. They've all looked good. This looks no different. No, this doesn't change that because it still looks good.
Yep.
Wolfman, he's both his sides customized. One with like with a bone, one with a star kind of thing. I like that. I like the bone claws he's got coming out as well, protruding. He's got that crazy look in his eye. Maybe I think if I was to make one change, maybe add some nostrils or make it look like a dog nose on his beak, possibly. But this still looks really, really cool. I think if anyone was going to be a crazed Wolfman, it would probably end up being Raph. Yeah,
sense.
That would have been my choice. It does make sense. So I'm all for this. I want to see. Now the thing is, I'm not too knowledgeable about who's left on the Universal Monsters. So how you could redo Mikey and Donnie again?
Well, you said that we expected Shredder to be that on the rumored list, and we all assumed he'd be Dracula, and maybe the Foot Soldiers would be vampires. But if you remember in the Playmates toy line, there was a Dracula Donnie. So I'm thinking maybe Dracula Donnie, as this next reveal was Leonardo, as Leonardo of the creature from the lagoon. And again, really scaly. They've done really. I love the sort of mesh sort of net that they've used as clothing here. And can I just point out as well, I really like the way that the masks are a lot brighter and they stand out a lot more. Like, I know that it's not the aesthetic for this line, but I do like that, you know, because it's like that pop of colour against all the dark grittiness. It's like a reminder that, now, these are the Turtles, but in grittiness form. So yeah, so he looks good with the red, and then the Lagoon again, the art, the sort of webbed sort of hands, but he's got the look at the fish on the end of his little stick there as well.
Yeah, he's gone fishing. He's gone fishing.
Of his sword, yeah. Again, just looks so good. The big fish lips and the scaly face, and just he looks epic as well, right?
I mean, even with his eyes, the eyes just look so, for lack of a better term, fish-like as well. It looks so good. It looks so detailed. You can tell a lot of lines.
Yeah, the textures,
a lot of love
the colour.
has been put into.
Look all the textures on the arm. There's like 3 different colours on the arm alone in the gradient of green there. The green down to the beige, and honestly, so good. Look at the little tassels and the hooks and the little, what are they called when you put them on the end of a fishing rod? The things that float.
The bait.
They float.
I can't remember what it's called.
I'm not a fisherman. I'm not
a fisherman.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, I'm wondering if this will come with a tail, because it's if he's from a creature from the Black Lagoon, I would assume like lizard, like maybe comes with a tail. I don't know. This doesn't look like it does.
Comes with a little turtle. I like that.
Yes.
You get the bear trap for the Wolfman.
Bear trap for the Wolfman. Yeah, you got a sword without the fish on.
Now we usually get an interchangeable head, or we have had interchangeable head, like Mikey came with. And you reckon I'd quite like a howling head for the Wolfman. Do you know what I mean? Like, just so I can pose him up with like a little howling expression. I think that would be cool. But I do like to see interchangeable heads with these, just to give us the display and options. But bravo, I'm very happy to know that we're going to get another, because obviously we're going to get a Mikey and Donnie as well, ain't we? Of course we are. So
of course we are.
It's nice to know that we're going to have, we can add to this display now. Like, I thought it was a gimmick, like you. I thought it was a gimmick, 8 figures, and they'd be done with it. But no, they're moving forward, and we're going to get 4 more Turtles. So yeah, let me know your guesses in the chat, by the way. Any people here live with us, before we move on from this, just what do you reckon Donnie and Mikey's going to be? Now, again, my prediction would be the Dracula Donnie from the Playmates line. But what other ones in the Playmates line? Because we've had Frankenstein now, and we've had the Lagoon here, Wolfman. There was a mutant Mikey. There was a big head. He had a big head, like a mutant Mikey. So it could be mutant Mikey and...
Able.
Let me try and Google those pictures while the chat are giving us their suggestions.
Their ideas. Yeah.
If the chat... Go on.
When this came out, I initially Wikipedia'd Universal Monsters movies, the original Universal, to see if I could try and work out what the other two could be. Again, they're all just titles. They don't really go into what the monsters are. So I don't know. And I'm sure they will be great. I'm sure they'll be great. Yeah, I'm sure they'll be great. Again, with your Donnie as Dracula idea, I'm still holding out hope that that's going to be the Shredder.
Right. Let me show you this. Right. So the creature of the Lagoon was Leonardo. Yeah. There we go. We had him in figure 4. We had Leonardo as the Lagoon. So they've went more, because last time they sort of pivoted, didn't they? They did all different versions of but now Leo was in the Lagoon form in the Playmates days, and now he is back in the Thingy days. So in regards to Donnie as Dracula, right there. Like, here's another monster we haven't had yet. Donnie as Dracula. And then Mikey, with the mutant, looks like this, with the giant big head. So there's Mikey, mutant Mikey, if that makes sense. So it's just a bit big head.
It's an option.
Weird claws. Yeah. I don't know. He does look weird, don't get me wrong. But mutant Mikey. So it could be, my guess is these two.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Especially if they've been done before. I'm looking forward to see who they will do, because I haven't got any other ideas with regards to it. So, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to whatever they decide, and I'm sure whatever it will be surefire, like the rest of these have been so far.
Yeah, looking really good. Well, let's see what the chat said. The chat are throwing a few suggestions. So Dracula for Donny says Viper, and yes, Mutant Mikey. Phantom Donny says Damien. I wouldn't say that because I think Casey was Phantom of the Opera, wasn't he, with the mask? So I don't think they're going to do. Yeah, so I don't think they're going to do the same monster twice. But it would look good, I'm sure. David D. Pole, how are you doing, David? He says I own Donny Dracula. There you go. So he owns the Playmates version. They seem to be on the same page as us here with the Mutant Mikey and the Dracula Donny. I have so many Donnies I can't find him, says David. Because David knows, like me, Donny is the best turtle. Well, there you go. David, where's the Donny emoji at? Come on, you know you got it. Adam says he forgot about the Playmates versions. Yeah, they're taking inspiration from the Playmates. For the first line, they sort of mixed it all up. But they did basically do what the Playmates did. Like, if you remember, Mikey was the Frankenstein in the Playmates days. But for the NECA days, they did it as Raph. So there are a few, they do like mixing it up and doing a few switcheroos. But nice to see this line's continuing. I'm happy to gonna confirm we're getting another 4 turtles. All right. So there's that. Right. Let's keep skipping through and see where else we go. So there's some boxes. Right. Let's see. Shall we stay with the Archie stuff right now? Is that what we stay?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there was much in the Archie, so I'm sure we can whiz through Archie pretty quickly.
Okay.
Right. So it started off on day one with they showed a lot of the mutanimals. On the lower level they had 2 new figures. First one being this one right here, Mondo Gecko.
I think I've got some better images. Let me see if I can find them. Here we are. Okay, so Mondo Greco. There he is. So this is Archie Mondo Gecko.
Yeah, looks good. I think this is the most original looking one because all right, how different can you make a surfer
gecko.
Lizard type guy?
He's a gecko.
He's a gecko. How different can you make it? I think with the hair, with the braces on his teeth as well. I think this looks really, really cool. He is a Mutanimal as well. So again, it's team building with the Mutanimals, another member for that team to go in there. He looks really, really good. His skateboard is right there next to him as well. Looks cool. I like how they've differentiated it from the one we had previously in the cartoon line. Again, I like this, and he will go towards one step towards completing that team.
Well, do you know when the Mutanimals first came out, we were saying, well, we should buy them because they fit in with the comic stuff, the toon stuff. And you're not wrong, they do. They're very colourful. But now we're getting more figures. It's like, and we're getting like a variant because obviously we've already got a cartoon slash, and obviously now we've got an Archie slash. We've already got a cartoon Mondo Gecko. Now we've got an Archie Gecko. So like, for me, I can't have the same character in the same display. So for me now, the Archie stuff is a separate thing to the toon stuff. Yeah, like I'm not mixing it. It's a separate thing. So Archie slash and Gecko are an example of that. Obviously Man Ray, he wasn't in the toon, so that's the only way you get them. But let's go to this one here. Belly Bomb. This looks so fun and stupid and wacky. And the way they've explained this, so Trevor says the eyeball is articulated, so you can literally move the eye to look wherever you want it to look. Also, the belly opens, like the mouth opens, there's an articulated jaw on the belly, and you can put a tongue in there that's actually like a bendy wire tongue, so you can literally pose him up with an open jaw and his tongue sticking out. Trevor seemed excited about this one, and so am I. It's just the stupid funness of it. The pink, the colours pop. It's got a little Crang, a little Archie Crang that comes with him as well. I love the expression on that Crang. Belly Bomb looks very, very nice. I'm really liking this. Do you like this one, Tanner?
Yeah. Again, going back to the Mirage line, I do like the big, bulky figures. This is cool. I like the way that they've added the different articulation with the mouth, with the eyeball, on top of everything that is already standard on that. It looks so good. It looks different. I think if you have an Archie display and you're looking at it, the Belly Bomb will be the one most people's eyes immediately go towards, and it would be like, oh, wow, that looks quite cool. Because again, he does look really, really cool. And the fact he comes with Krang as well, is this the only way to get Krang? We don't know yet, but yeah, I'm all for this. It looks really, really good.
Yeah, like, I know I've said I'm not in on the Archie stuff, but I feel like I don't know. It's so hard now, Tanner, because there's a display now. There's what Man Ray, the two, the Jaguars, etc. Slash.
Yeah.
Now you got Mondo Gecko. So there's six Archie characters.
We've currently got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 6 at the moment. 7 if you include Krang.
Yeah, 7 if you include Crang, which yes, I absolutely do. Is a separate character. I love the way they posed him up on Slash's shoulder for some of the thing. But if we're going to stay with Archie for a second, we may as well talk about the Turtles, because the Fuchs got the exclusive reveal on a Turtle 4-pack, which is going to be Archie themed. And if I can find the right picture, here you go. We have the wrestling Turtles from the Archie comics. So I always try and explain this as like, these are not your 616 Turtles. These are not your Earthbound Turtles. These are from a different planet. They're a variant multiverse sort of style of the Turtles, where they're intergalactic wrestlers, like being held hostage, and they have to wrestle on their planet. So each of them are unique. So Raphael is Symbiote Raphael. It's very confusing because Raphael's the one in all black, and then the one in red is actually Donatello, which confuses the hell out of me, but that's actually Donatello. And then you've got Leonardo, of course, and then Michelangelo. So you've got the 4 wrestling Turtles from Archie comics, and that's what you get right there. There's one of the Archie covers with some of the wrestlers on it. Tanner, how much did you know about these, and are you happy to see them in figure form? Do you want them? They're going to be double articulated elbows and stuff like that. These pictures here are just basically digital 3D printed renders so Trevor could show them off. They are going to have more articulation than any of the previous Turtles. Over to you, Tanner. What do you think?
So again, I'm going to have to correct you with these actual Turtles.
No, please do.
They are actually the normal Archie Turtles from Earth who got kidnapped and sent on an intergalactic mission. They brought to this intergalactic wrestling federation. So they got brought in, and that's a black costume for a rat.
I'm making my own
symbiote.
I know it. Yeah, I know. I know it's not a symbiote. I knew that at least. I was joking with that. But yeah, I am making my own headcanon. I've got my own storylines going on in my head.
These are our 6, for lack of a better term, 616 Turtles. They've just gone on an intergalactic journey to a wrestling federation. It looks so cool. I did have the IDW reprints of the Archie series, which I have read. And again,
I haven't, if you couldn't tell. If the audience couldn't tell, I hadn't read them. I was piecing it together myself.
Yeah, so I knew about these Turtles, and I was hoping that they would do it. I didn't expect them to go the extra mile with the articulation, the double jointed elbows, on top of everything else, just so you can have different. The wrestling fan in me is just going nuts purely because of the fact it's wrestling Turtles. What is there bad about that? Wrestling Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I know back when we were younger, but we probably had the 90s. You got me
in my soul. Da, 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 da. I told you, Tanner's famous, people. He knows his wrestling stuff.
Yes, I was on the Money in the Bank stream. For anyone who wants to go and watch it, yeah, I'm there as well. I'm everywhere. But yeah, these look so cool. I mean, I know these are only the first draft of them because they literally just statues at this moment in time. None of the articulation
on these pictures. If you zoom in here, no cuts, no articulation. These are just 3D printed renders so they could show them off essentially.
Yes, so it's looking really, really good, and I initially thought that these were the Turtles that they would do for the Archie series because, as I said a couple of times previously, I would say the Style Guide Turtles are more. I'm using as my Archie Turtles. So this adds that little differentiation in. Just the pro wrestling Turtles. Now I know when these eventually do come out, I've got to have I know Jay, who's got a huge wrestling display. He's got to have a couple of ideas in mind for a photo at all with, let's say, Donnie against like Hulk Hogan or Leo versus The Rock.
Brock
Just
Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. Just they're all
F5 of the
doing different
Turtles.
wrestling moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can imagine that little crossover there, and it just excites me. It really does excite me, just purely because it's combining two of my good interests together: pro wrestling and turtles. So I'm all for this.
Yeah, people seemed very excited about this 4-pack. Again, I had no attachment to the Archie stuff. As you could tell, my canon was a little bit blurred. But I'm glad I'm learning things here today. But like we just said, the Archie stuff was like a fun little gimmick with a few figures. Now we've got 10 unique characters in the Archie line. That's a DTOF cube right there. That's a display within itself. You're going to have to start customizing one of those sort of basic WWF rings. Do you know those WWE rings? Those like £20 ones. Just get some paint to it, customize it, and you can have a nice little turtle display like you see here. Look, you get a blue. You can paint a ring blue. I'm giving Jay ideas now. Jay, you need to get a ring, paint it up, and have a ring on display with your wrestling turtles. So yeah, the Archie stuff is now a display.
What I will say is the other wrestlers in this wrestling federation, you have A-Stuck, a huge beefed up version of A-Stuck.
Okay.
You've got Leatherhead, who's also a version of this federation as well. So you can add a build on this federation as well as that cover one with the alien with 4 arms.
A Turtles wrestling fig fed.
Exactly.
And there's more Mutanimals as well. Like, they haven't completed the Mutanimals yet either. So like, the Archie line doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Now the Turtles are in there. I think more people are going to be intrigued to jump on board. And yeah, it looks fun. Again, it is a very nice sort of counterpart to the Toon. They're very much similar in aesthetic with the way they pop on the shelf. Very colourful and bright. Definitely a vast contrast to the Turtles, Mirage and Ronin stuff. And that's what's so great about the Turtles, is that like they're still so connected, even though the themes are so vastly different. Like, one's such light and fun and jolly, and the other one's gritty, dark and brutal, do you know? But they're still the Turtles that we love.
You know what? I'm going to make a hot take prediction from now. So the way these 4-pack is going to be released, it's going to be an SDCC set, and it's going to come with a ring.
Oh, wow, okay. For next year, maybe.
So next year, whenever. I'm making this prediction now.
Okay.
We're gonna get these in a 4-pack. It's so like you got that box set of Kino with the scooter and all the other crap. I think we're gonna get a box set. It's gonna come with a build together ring, just like a basic one. It doesn't have to be a crazy sized one or anything like that. I think we're gonna get this 4-pack. We're also gonna get a ring as well.
They will look good on display with a ring. Jay in the chat says, right, challenge accepted. Look, he's got double deep cubes. He's got the space to do this. But they will look pretty good on a ring for sure. I'd give them a championship bout. Make a custom wrestling turtle championship bout. You got your whole new display now. Okay, so there's one 4-pack with the turtles. Okay, beautiful. Very nice. Right, let's go back to my images here. Let's keep going because we haven't even got to the two.
We're now hitting the main event of this SDCC for you, which is the Toon display.
I'm just going to keep skimming
and all
here.
the goodness there.
I'm trying to find a big picture of the display, but it's really hard. Okay, so let's just start right here. And something stands out on that photo. It may be this big guy here. Giant Crang. Now, if you remember the animated Turtles, the original first season was literally only 5-6 episodes long, and it ended with Crang being a giant, stomping his way through the city, the turtle blimps involved. So Giant Crang is canon to the original first series of the Toon line. And now we can recreate that in scale, I have you, with the Toon. Look how big he is in comparison to the actual street diorama. Like, this fits in accurately in scale. All newly sculpted as well, from what I've heard. It's like a new Crang, a new android body head, new tool piece. That Crang comes out as well, so if you just wanted a giant brain in the middle of the road for the turtle van to run over, you can do that. They said they're going to make sure there's hands that are sculpted in a way that can hold the turtles up as well, which I think would look really cool on a display. So yeah, obviously it's similar to quarter scale, but it's not technically quarter scale because it's going to be a little bit bigger to fit in scale with these figures. But yeah, giant Krang. I didn't think they'd do it, but if you really step back and think about it, with NECA doing all the quarter scale stuff, it makes sense. But no one ever really put 2 and 2 together. But here you go. It's a big reveal from the show. Quarter scale Krang. I'm absolutely in. I will find the space for this guy. The world building continues. Tanner, are you in on giant Krang?
Oh yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. Giant Crag, just standing next to the display. Again, looking so imposing. The original Krang was a great figure as it is anyway. And this is another way for everybody who started collecting late to get Krang.
I was going to get a second Krang. He's that important of a character.
Yeah.
I was going to get him on and just pose another one somewhere else on the shelf with like a different accessory or maybe even his bathrobe. But now I don't need to because this is going to be... You can't ignore this guy on the shelf.
No, 100%. Again, like Belly Bob will be attract eyes to that. Everybody will look up at my... up there at my display, my cartoon display, and just see a giant Krang standing next to the diorama, and they'll be like, "What the heck? How big is that
I need
compared
to,
to?"
I need to start blowing up my turtle blimp, getting it on the display now as well. Like,
well, you never know; they may release that as well.
I hope NECA.
The way NECA are going,
NECA, if you're listening,
see them doing that.
NECA, if you're listening, come here. Make a turtle blimp, right? Make a turtle blimp. Thank you very much. Thank you. Right, so in front of Krang, you can see the inevitable repaint that I think we all predicted here. Down here, there he is. It is, of course, the Rex 1 sort of clone counterpart. Now, technically, if you watch the episode with Rex 1, there is like 100 of these fuckers things walking across the bridge attacking the turtle van. So he is definitely an army builder for the shelf to go along with your Rex 1. He comes with the blast effects for both Rex and him. So if you were wondering, hang on a minute, I don't have a blast effects with my Rex. That's because you don't. He never came with one. Both of those blast effects, the red and the blue, the Jedi and Sith, as people were saying, come with this new Rex. And that Rex was in there as like one of my favourite figures of the year so far. It's really nice. But I don't know. I knew this was coming, but I don't know if I need it or how I need it. Rich with the channel membership token says, Giant Krang will be taking down HasLab Galactus. Yeah, he absolutely will. He's probably going to be bigger. Maybe same scale. Either way, that's going to be a good matchup. They're not going to fit in Jay's new wrestling ring, though, that's for sure. But they will look for
you know
on the
what?
shelf.
I'm going to see a picture of them in like a Greco-Roman knuckle lock or something.
Yeah,
just
for sure.
Krang, Galactus, or even the Sentinels, just together, just Greco-Roman knuckle lock. Just Battle of the Titans.
Indeed. So back to this clone of Rex. Again, very cartoon accurate. If you go and watch the Rex 1 episode, there's plenty of these in there. Shredder creates them in Rex 1's image. Do you want them? How many do you want? Like,
so again, this is dangerous territory because this is an army builder.
you could have a shelf of these and it'd be completely accurate. Like, there was loads in the episode.
Yeah. I think with my current army building, it's probably 3, maybe 4. But again, I don't know it may just end up being 1 because of space. If I want to begin with, if I do decide to go down the army building route, my figure for armies is like 3, maybe 4. But these look good, and it was inevitable. As soon as Rex 1 came out, both of us, everybody that was always going to say, "Oh yeah, this is an easy repaint for the evil Rex 1." And there we go. It's come just straight, or literally the next Comic-Con. I think this will come out next year. Yeah. Again, easy repaint, easy way to get it out, and you don't even have to change much. Just add like they've done, add the extra blast effects, the colours. That's pretty much it. Nice, easy repaint, and because it's an army builder, I can envision it selling gangbusters.
This is because the line's getting so deep now. Like, I definitely would probably get 2 of these to just put randomly in the back of a villain's display. Do you know, like, they don't need to be front rowers. I don't think they're front rower type guys. Rex 1 is obviously the main guy. He's like quite predominant on my good guy shelf because I really liked that episode as a kid. But the bad guys for Rex 1, maybe I'll get 2 and just put them in the back of the villain shelf, just so they're a presence, they're a little Easter egg for myself. But this release was inevitable, as we said. So there's Evil Rex 1. Let's keep going through these pictures. So 2 big figures so far with Krang and Rex 1, because Rex ain't no slouch himself. I'm just stealing pictures here from the Fuchs from Toy Arc. So this is very interesting. So let's stay on here. Let's see what we can get a close up here. So Donnie and Mikey right here, and then you've got Raph are strapped in to the turtle van. You've got Leo up top. Now they're just the regular turtles, I hear you say. But if I can find one of these cards, I can zoom in on one of these cards, if they allow me to. It's a bit blurry, but it says Ultimate Leo. Over here, it says Turtle Van with Ultimate Raph, Ultimate Donnie, Ultimate Mikey. We are going to get single-carded Ultimate versions of the Turtles. Now, I've been saying for a long time, they need to find a way to re-release the Turtles, just the regular Turtles, to encourage new collectors to get on board with the line. The line's getting so deep now, it's intimidating for people to get on board because they're like, well, I can't track down the Turtles. They're so expensive. What's the point of getting... I don't need an Evil Rex 1 if you haven't got the bloody Turtles. Do you know what I mean? Like, so they needed to find a way to make this happen. And now we have options as we get into, but I think this is a great way to do it because some people may not want to get all 4. They may just want to get their favourite turtle for the shelf. And these are going to be the regular turtles that we've had, the updated ones that came in the Turtles in Disguise with the swappable heads and mouths. But with lots of new accessories and Easter eggs. So Ultimate Turtle re-release. I love Donnie's bow effect, by the way. That's going to be a big piece of his. All of them come with like a little pet companion, I've heard as well, that we've seen a few on display. I'll try and skim through some pictures here, Tanner. But what do you think? Do you reckon it's a good way for NECA to get out these turtles again as individual VHS Ultimate figures?
100%. I think this is a brilliant way to get them out for anyone who was on the fence about jumping into something like this. Because, as you said, the line is so deep, and the only way to get Turtles figures, because they sell out so quickly, and the past couple have been 4-packs, which are impossible to find, is through eBay. And it's again, I don't advocate that purely because you're spending stupid money on when something like this is going to come in the future. So it's a perfect way for it. And because you've got so many different ways to show the turtles, you've got the turtle van, you've got the sewer layer, you've got the display, you've got disguised turtles, you've got so many different ways to display these turtles. Anyone who's new to the line, or even anyone who has been collecting for a while, it gives them, along with the new accessories, that bow staff for Donnie looks brilliant.
Yep.
I will add, it gives them a way to jump onto the line, or even add more turtles to their thing to display in different ways. You can have a set driving the turtle van.
Yep.
You can have a set in the turtle lair. You can have Donnie in his lab. You can have the in disguise ones in their disguise in the trench coats. You can have another set of turtles that we'll probably talk about in a few seconds in their disguises. So you've got loads of different ways to display these turtles. You can have so I think it's really, really good, and I'm glad that they are doing this. But as a current collector and as a new collector, because it's really inviting to new collectors in.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I completely agree with everything like you said. It's about giving people options. At this point, we're world building. They're getting so deep in the line. The Turtles are the main characters. The show's called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You need these in your display. They are hard to track down at the minute. Give people the opportunity to get them. 4-packs are expensive as well. Sometimes people can't afford to buy a 4-pack, but they maybe have to pick a turtle up every couple of weeks or something like that and slowly build the team. Now you're giving them the option to do that. Hopefully NECA are clever here and release all 4 turtles in one go, like individually, and then they're just on the shelf constantly for people to get. But I can imagine them maybe one coming out each month. I can see them doing it that way to give people the opportunity to pick them up. But more accessories, like Tanner said, different ways to display them. You can, and again, world building. The display you're building right now, you can have turtles all over the place. A scene from the different episodes and different spots. So many interchangeable heads and hands and accessories. You can pose them all up a little bit differently. Yeah, epic. Absolutely needed to get the turtles out there in their original form for the collecting fan base again, and they've done exactly that. I like how April is driving the van, as she will. I've brought an extra April to do exactly that for mine, as she is on the intro of the animated show. And just a quick note on the van. The van's got to be coming very soon, and it's all newly tooled up.
I think they said in the interview it's going to be October.
Happy days, happy days. It looks great. It looks great. Like, I love all the little popping up parts and stuff. I definitely think they've added and tweaked a few things since the initial pre-order over a year ago. Yeah. Lights, I didn't even remember it had lights, but now it has. Maybe I reckon the Super 7 give them a nudge, and now they're doing lights. But excited for the van. I'm tempted to. I'm not even joking, Tanner. Like, I know we've got too many vans, but like, if an opportunity comes up to get another van,
you're going to pick it up.
Maybe, because I can have one in the layer. I could build a turtle layer, I'll put one in the layer, maybe one on display, like have one open with a gun out. There's too many options, Tanner. I don't know what to do.
Also, building on that, one of the teasers they gave in the, I believe it was Pixel Dance interview, if you zoom in on the doors, they've got little holes for attachments on there. So, on the roof doors, let me rephrase.
Oh, okay.
On the roof doors. On the inside of the roof doors, they've got tiny little holes in there in which you can connect stuff. So, in the cartoon, you had different canopies that came out. You've got the catapult that goes up. You've got loads of different ways to show this van. So, I think they teased that in the thing, and they said it possibly in the future they will do a release of these different canopies, of these different add-ons for the van.
I like that. It's like upgrade,
it's really, really cool.
Upgrade packs or variant packs or something like that, where this is your base offering, but then you have the option to upgrade it and tweak it depending on what's released. I like the idea. Do you know, like at the beginning, the intro of the Turtles theme, they all jump out of the van opening. Maybe you can get a flight stand and plug a flight stand into that little hole, and maybe have some of the turtles jumping out of it.
I think they said they're going to possibly, one of the things in this upgrade pack is like a little catapult, so they're all looking at the ceiling like they're going to jump out.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So again, they really cotton. If it comes into reality, they're really cotton onto it with regards to that, and especially it gives people a different way to show their vans, to display their vans. Because I remember in one of them, it was like an ice cream truck or a pizza delivery truck with the canopies and everything.
Of course, they got the news van as well. Can be done. April's news van. They said this is a factory sample, by the way, and it looks really, really good here. Zooming in, looking at the details. Really excited for it. Really, really am.
The lights light up as well, don't they? Yeah. The headlights.
Yes, indeed. So October, excited for that. Stridon in the chat says, no turtle blimp, Dan, until we get the van. Absolutely. I want it all. Like, I want a techno drone, but I don't think that's happening. I want one of those little modular things for the bad guys too. Like, yeah. I
think with the techno drone, I've seen a couple of comments about what I said with the SDCC set with the ring, about people saying I like high price set. That techno drum's going to be stupidly priced as well. Anyway, I can envision it.
Super 7 are just doing a giant cat's layer, right? So I think Super 7 may get closer to that. But anyway, right. Before we talk about what is clearly the actual sewer diorama here, let's try and break down the figures inside of it. Now, a few of them we've seen before, we knew were coming. So at the back, you've got the Colossal Napoleon, Frog, Boner Frog. He's already out. We've got him in hand. You've got Bugman right at the back as well. At the front and center, this is where we want to go. So we've got Usagi Yojimbo. Now there was 5 different Usagi variants on display. We'll go back and show the other ones in a second. But this is Space Usagi. He was going to be an ultimate single packed figure. They've worked with the creator of Usagi so it's inspired as how he would have looked if he was going to space in the show. There was a Usagi in Ventures in Space what was it, pilot that was created.
Yeah.
Now this look isn't accurate to that, but it's an amalgamation between that and how he'd look on the animated show. Either way, Usagi looks great, and I also want to pinpoint Casey Jones here. So this is an episode-specific Casey Jones where he's in his suit, and what's great about this is that the figure's going to come with interchangeable arms, so you can remove the jacket and just have a regular Casey with the shirt on show instead. So fun deep cut from the episode. Well, not even a deep cut if you've seen the episode, but another way to get Casey Jones out. Probably the reason we haven't got a single packed Casey so far. We got the re-release of April, and then they re-released the 2-pack of original Casey with the foot soldier because they had this variant up their sleeve. Tana, what do you think of Usagi in space, and of course Casey Jones in his suited and booted attire?
So Usagi in space, again, not part of the cartoon. It's his own thing. He had the pilot for.
Yeah,
I think it looks cool. An interesting deviation on the Usagi Yojimbo. Another way to get him out. Now, business suit Casey, corporate Casey. I remember this episode very, very well, and I'm all for it. Is so cool. Yeah, the fact you've given us a way to give him non-jacketed and jacketed as well, it's just genius. I'm all for this. I remember that episode fondly, like you remember a couple of the Mutant episodes. You watched it on VHS. This one is one I remember watching over and over and over with corporate Casey. So again, I would love to add this to my collection. I could bring him to work with me and just have him sitting on my desk.
They can't complain. He's dressed the part, isn't he? He's dressed the part. He's got
exactly. He can be my little mascot at work. Corporal Casey sitting on my desk. If I'm in a customer meeting, they'll take a look at him. What's he doing there? He's my little mascot. So yeah, I'm all for corporate Casey. And if things don't go his way, he's got his hockey bag with all these weapons in. He can cause some havoc and destruction.
You're not disciplinary with Casey Jones in charge, that's for sure.
No way. Yes. So again, I'm all for this. I'm happy about this. How about yourself, Dan?
Yeah. Honestly, this is just the fun of this line. Again, collecting toys should be fun, display should be fun, and this is a fun little deep cut from the show. So I really like this. The chat are asking how much do we think the Ultimate Turtles will be? How much are Ultimate figures now, like regular scale? Like how much was like Mondo Gecko? Like he's about 35, 40 quid. I would assume.
Yeah, I would have said 35, 40 quid.
Yeah.
I remember Rex 1 being roughly around about that price.
Yeah.
I can't remember how much April was, to be totally honest with you.
We had to get it from Ali anyway. We haven't got a release of her yet.
No, I got mine from Mike Hex because I waited too long on Uncle Ali, so I got mine from Mike Hex. So maybe if Mike's in the chat, he can post how much.
Point is, we've had no UK distribution on them, so we don't know what the official UK retail would be. I would assume, again, this is just my assumption based off our experience buying this line so far, £35 to £40 for the Ultimate Turtles, I would say, because they're quite small, but they're going to be packed with accessories, so they compensate the size for accessories. So I'll say £35 to £40. So you'll be able to complete the team for less than 150, and it's about 150 for a box set of 4. So it probably makes about sense there. Anyway, Casey Jones looking really good. Right, moving on. So the other two figures in this line. Now these two, I was surprised to learn more about these two for right reasons. So we've seen Space Donnie, and when Space Donnie was revealed, he was revealed with Space Usagi. So I just genuinely thought that, we're going to get all 4 of the turtles in space form, maybe. That's what I thought maybe we get. And then I seen this Samurai Mikey, and I was like, interesting. So maybe we're going to get 4 Samurai turtles. But no. The way they're doing this is that they're giving you a fun variant of the turtle with just themed as one turtle, but then the head sculpts are going to be interchangeable with all of the turtle head sculpts we've got in the past, so you can essentially create any turtle you want in this new attire. So these are going to be single-packed Space Donnies and Samurai Mikeys, but if you buy 4 of the Space Donnies and 4 of the Space Samurai Mikeys, you'll be able to mix and match and create multiple versions of any turtle you want. So I love that fact. They know what they're doing. They know how to get our money. What do you think of these, Tana? Are you going to be buying multiple of any to create any type of team?
So, one thing before I get into that, one thing I do remember, I remembered as they showed this from my youth. Do you remember Ladybug released these children's books based on the Turtles' adventures? Some were
Okay, I
based on
remember
episodes, some
Ladybug.
were original stories. Yeah, there was one I distinctly remember where the Turtles went up into space and it had them in spacesuits. Now, I can't remember if they were red spacesuits or if they were normal color like this. So, if they would have actually said, yeah, this was from the Ladybug kids' books, I would have been like, oh my God, I do remember that. And that would have been. But I think with regards to these, they may have seen, especially with the way the Samurai one is, they've probably seen what Super 7 have done with their variations and been like, we can jump on this as well, but do it in a cartoony style.
But also do
So
it better, because you'll notice the Super 7 ones, you can't really mix and match between the Turtles because they've all got their shoulder, their elbow pads and knee pads are all the foreign colour. So you couldn't just swap the heads and it'd be a new version. Where these, they're very cleverly not giving you the knee pads or the elbow pads of any particular turtle. So, and again, Mikey's hat pops off. Apparently Mikey's helmet clips on the same way you'd clip on a bandana, so you could just put that head on any of the turtles. Same with Donnie, the helmet comes off. So I think NECA have done it better here.
Yeah, the thing with Donnie, I'm wondering if the little goggles and the little headpiece comes off as well, if that's an extra add-on. Because that looks, I don't know if it's part of the sculpt or not.
Well,
because
that's
if
where
it is, then you can't really
off.
change it up.
Well, that's where it pops off,
maybe.
doesn't it? That just think the Turtles in Disguise heads are in two, and that whole eye and head top piece come off and just reveals the jaw, doesn't it? So I'm sure that's one piece.
Yeah, but the thing is, you still got the purple underneath.
No, you wouldn't, because the purple's attached, so that whole eye socket and head would come off.
It's a separate piece itself. Okay, sorry. I got the wrong end of the stick there. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, okay. Again, then it's a lot more cleverer, as you stated.
The other turtles may not have a nice space cap on like Donnie, but you'd still be able to put a Michelangelo plain head in there, and he'd have the helmet on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, again, it's really, really cool. It's a good way to sell 4 figures as opposed to just the one.
It's tempting, isn't it? Yeah, it's tempting to get 4. If you want all the turtles in spacesuits, you can do that. If you want all the turtles, we could have movie versions of the turtles in samurai outfits, and now have toon sort of gimmicky representations. Again, none of these are cartoon accurate, but it's a what if. It's what if the turtles from the cartoon went to space? What if the turtles from the cartoon went in samurai? Like, it's fun. It's a fun sort of expansion of the toon line, and I'm for it. It makes me more curious who we're gonna get because these are based off those original variants in the Playmates days as well. We got Space Raph and Leo was the samurai, wasn't he? So that leaves Surfer Mike and Donnie in Disguise.
So maybe those 4. If they do those 4, I think that's a cheeky way to say, Super 7, look what we've done. And look how we've managed to do it in a way where we can sell more than one. Just add that little tick there as well. So, yeah, I'm all for it. Again, when they come out, if I do pick them up, I'll pick them up. Again, the only one I think I may pick up with these samurais, as you mentioned, the Bleeding movie, I would have said because of that kids' book, I may have done the Space Adventure version because I remember the kids' book.
Yeah.
But now you've mentioned the movie, and I'm like, no, am I going to have to pick up 4 of these samurai turtles as well now?
So, I guess I'm going to say to myself, I'll wait until they get released and I'll figure it out then. But we're going to see pictures of other people with these before they come to be available to us. So we're going to see how good it looks with all the turtle heads in there. And I'm sure they'll show that off when it goes up for solicitation as well. So, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued where they go with this sort of what if phase, this expansion of the toon line. Really, really like it. And again, when I first seen that Space Donnie, it didn't even think that you could just swap the heads and it'd be a different turtle. But yes, it makes so much sense. Same with the samurai.
I'm also intrigued as to if anybody else remembers those kids' books or if it's just me.
I don't. No, I didn't. Yeah. Anyone in the chat? Anyone
in the chat, or is it just something I'm making up because of the fact? I
did just Google while you were talking Ladybug TMNT Ladybug books, and nothing is coming up. So that may require a bit of research.
It could be something that I've made up. Then in which case, I will take a look in the attic, see if I can find these books. I'm fairly certain I've still got them somewhere. So if I do find it, I'll post it to my Instagram. So keep an eye on my Instagram if I do find these bleeding books.
I'm having another little look for you, Tanner. I can found these vintage 90s turtle books, and there is a Space Donatello on the front of it. So let's have a look here. See what we've found. So I'm throwing this on. I'm just doing this live right now. So does that look familiar?
That's the one I remember. I had that. Yeah, I had that one. I had that book. And you had
Hero. Just think it says Hero, doesn't it? Yeah. Instead of T in Mutant, because the stupid UK couldn't handle Ninja.
Yeah. I remember having this book, and I remember that image as well. So
is that just unlocked a memory for you?
Oh, it really has. It really has. Yeah, I had that one just above it as well. And it's unlocked. It's unlocked a memory for me, a deep filled memory. But yeah, I didn't have that one. I did, but
I don't know who the publisher are. I don't think the publisher is Ladybug, because on the side look there, it's someone else. So maybe that's what.
Those ones look different to the ones below. Those are the thing. It looks like those look. Those are hard covers. The other ones are soft covers.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Attack of the Time Spiders. I don't know. I want to read these though now, Tan. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
KRANG Space Raid. There's another turtle there. Okay, well, Tanner wasn't making it up, people. He wasn't imagining it. It was an actual thing. I didn't doubt you for a second, Tanner. I just couldn't find it.
I just doubted myself. But it's a case of now you found this picture. It's kind of like, oh shit! I do remember having that specific. But now I need 4 space turtles.
Now you need 4
even
space
if it
turtles.
has got his name on the bandana. On the helmet, I need 4 space turtles to recreate
Memory unlocked. I haven't seen anybody else mention that reference of Space Donnie. I think you may be the first person on the internet to mention that reference of Space Donnie. So there he is, Space Donnie, published in a UK book, Teenage Mutant Ninja Hero Turtles. There you go. Maybe we found his origin. Maybe NECA subconsciously made that and they didn't even realise. Trevor probably did his research.
Came to the UK. Trevor came to the UK. I don't even think Trevor realizes that these things are a thing. I think we all need to find this picture and then tweet it to him and be like, "Is this where you come up with the idea? Because it's genius."
Right. Let's go back. Right. A quick thought now on these. Now, these were shown off last San Diego Comic-Con. There was 3 dioramas. You got the living room, you had Donnie's lab, and also the kitchen. And those 3 dioramas were shown. And they said to us at that point, I think Randy in one of his interviews said, these will be up for pre-order like October time. October come and went, no pre-order. Christmas come and went, no pre-order. New Year, Easter, Bonfire Night, all of that nonsense. Nothing went up for pre-order. So this is the second, so a year later, we've seen now the actual living room diorama, and we've been told that what we see in front of us is an actual factory approved set. This is how it's going to look, and it's going to go up for solicitation this month, right? Or next month, August.
I think they said 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, literally, that's what I'm saying. Within the month.
I think they said 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
And they dropped the price as well, which is a little bit more than I expected it to be, but not too bad. At $250. Now, we'll probably get charged that as well. So when it's accurately converted by PayPal or whatever, we'll probably end up paying $220, $230 for it. But considering the amount we've spent on Turtle Vans and we'll call it a mini HasLab, because HasLabs have been more expensive. So I like it. I like all the accessories that come with it. I know. What's his name? Trevor was like saying, "Yeah, you can buy 2. One to store the
van fits in there. The van fits in there."
Yeah. And I also like how they've basically communicated how the layer fits underneath the diorama, because what they're actually going to do is they're going to release like a street style wooden plate that fits on top of there. And the diorama sits on top of it as well. So they've also confirmed how they connect. which is an interesting idea. It's the best way to do it because trying to connect it like nitty gritty, I think it's too much
It's
involved there. So just give us a wooden thing to put on top, and then it'll store the wooden thing. So
it's a modular tune display. Just think, you could buy multiple street diodes, multiple of these. Obviously, we know more sets are coming out, and you can essentially turn your display into a full-on living, breathing look into the tune world. And again, that's what it's all about for me. It's all about world building on your display. You want to look at your display, and you want it to remind you of the nostalgic joy and the fun stuff that you like. And now you can literally do that. And like my shelves are just all white shelves with a bit of lighting. Like they're fine. My lights don't even work at the minute. I need to. That's why there's no figures on the shelf. It's a right mess at the minute. This is literally world building with the turtles accurate. So we don't even know what accessories it's going to come with yet. Of course, the sofa, etc. The TV already comes with the accessory set, which is going to get re-released. So I assume that's the only place to get the TV.
I can imagine it'll come with the rug as well. The turtle
rug.
shelves, the rug. I can imagine it comes with that as well. I've just had a bit of a brainwave.
Go on.
With regards to those, another figure we can get in these adventure ones. Do you remember last year they had cartoon Ronin?
They did, and we've not heard nothing about that.
We've not. I can imagine that being another figure in this, so you can make any turtle that Ronin as well.
The Ronin turtle has the black mask, doesn't he? So that could be anyone anyway.
Yeah. But I digress. Going back to the layer, it looks good. I'm sure it'll come with loads of accessories, loads of things. The pipe around the side is more than likely going to be part of it as well.
Yeah, of course. That's definitely part of it, for sure.
Yeah. Again,
maybe that backboard, I reckon you maybe have to swap out that backboard. Do you know, see at the minute you can see a sewer. I reckon they may give you different cards to put in that.
To slide in there.
Because that may slide out as well. To create a hole, so if you are making a modular sort of display, I don't know. Again, it's expensive, undoubtedly, but it's a specialist item, isn't it? Like you can't put this at retail and people are going to buy it. This is aimed at the collector, and I love the way it's perfectly in scale with the dio, so the street dio can sit on top. And even if you don't have the street dio, like you said, it comes with a piece of street, so it isn't just a plain wooden board. It's a piece of street that you can use as a separate display within itself. So you could have the turtle van on top on the street and then the turtles underneath. Maybe again, we don't know this until they show us, but maybe the panel at the top actually has a sewer hole in it. Do you know, like, so you could like
that would be really good if it does. That would be really cool if it comes with like a manhole cover.
Exactly,
you can push out and they can jump to the street.
And
then
you could pose the van on top. So even if you don't, because just think that Toon Street Dio is pretty hard to get right now, so a lot of people are waiting for that re-release. So until then, you don't want just an open roof. You want to put a roof on top and it can be its own little display. So I love the potential of these and I'm excited to see where it goes. Yes, undoubtedly expensive, but again, it's up to you if you want to buy it. Hopefully it comes with a lot of accessories and stuff to justify. And again, everyone's display is going to be different. I'm looking forward to it. I need to find the space. I don't even need Billy bookcases because I can just pile these on top of each other and it's going to be its own wall of displays. So it's looking good.
Yeah, I agree. So, yes.
There you go. Lots of stuff. I'm just going to quickly bounce to the Usagi 4-pack because I think we skipped over that.
Yeah, we haven't discussed. We did jump past that. Yeah.
So Usagi's getting a 4-pack based off the comics. So you're getting classic Usagi, a little cute button eyes Usagi, and also space and sort of ninja samurai Usagi. Are you going to get this 4-pack?
I don't know. I don't think so. If it was to come like one at a time, I may have gotten one to fit in with my Mirage display. So it would have been that cartoon one on the far left. I would have got that one to fit into that display. This is going to depend on the price and how I feel at the time. But I'm on the fence with regards to this Usagi 4-pack purely because of the fact I only envision one look for Usagi in my eyes, and that's the far left one.
Yeah, no, again, this is for Usagi fans, absolutely. It's nice. It is nice to get a couple of variants. I like the way that Samurai Usagi could potentially team up with the new Samurai Ninjas that we're going to be creating in the Toon line as well. There's options. I do like.
Well, we got a space Usagi to team with the space Donnie as well, yeah.
Now you've got a little samurai. Again, this is just there if you want it. We've got a single patch Usagi in the Toon line. We've also got a black and white version. We're going to have a single patch space one as well. So there's plenty of opportunity to add Usagi to your collection. Just think at one point, he was like one of our sought after most wanted on the wish list. And now there's literally 6 different variants of Usagi to buy to add to your collection. So we are spoiled for choice. But like Tanner said, this one's going to be dependent on price, I think, for me. But I am intrigued. I'm curious. It's going to come with loads of his little pets as well. I like the little one that's all sleepy on the front, but I don't think I've got a picture of it. But yeah, anyway, looking good. Really, really nice. So let me bounce off this. So again, lots of stuff. We're going to try and skim through some of the other stuff. Let me close some of these tabs, Tanner, because there's so much here. So much.
So I think so far, out of what I saw at Comic-Con, not just Turtles, pretty much everything, NECA had one of the premier displays.
Oh, yeah.
If you were to put a winner on that, I'd say NECA, maybe Jada Toys as well with their Street Fighter and the Mega Man stuff as well. But again, I don't know what you're going to go to next, so I'm going to hold on to what you decide to go to. But we did have other Turtle presences at Comic-Con.
Well, I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to go straight to the Mezco Turtles. Now, just before I went live, Mad Hatter messaged me and said he was there on the shop floor looking around. He'd seen all this stuff in person. He messaged me and says Mezco is going to be a problem. And that's because these look epic. Now, I usually avoid Mezco, right? But because I think if you're trying to world build, again, for me, collecting's about world building, creating a display. But Mezco release one character and then you wait 2 years and you can get another character, and like you're not really world building, you're just creating, like you're just getting one character. Where with these Turtles it's a 4-pack, so you're not messing around, you get all 4 in one go.
Yeah, in all 4 of them.
And it's also an amalgamation of the Toon Turtles, the Mirage. It's like the Mirage size and style, but with the Toon aesthetics. But then it's the movie sort of textures and colour palette. I just like how this is an amalgamation of all the Turtles that we love in a really solid action figure form. And they all come with tons of accessories. So seeing these on show in person has definitely made me think, okay, I need to figure out a way to get these in the collection. Even though they can just be a one-off somewhere, I don't know. But Tanner, seeing these in hand, you've already got these pre-ordered. You were in from the get-go.
Yeah, I got these pre-ordered as soon as they came out, along with all the accessories they came. I think this is the...
Liking the look of these.
Looking for one specific set of Turtles, I think these are those specific Turtles. Yeah, they're a bit pricey, but I think everything you get with it is worth it. I think these are, if you're only looking for the best Turtles, I think these are pretty much it. And where I initially thought it was just going to be these Turtles, and that's pretty much it. Just before we went live, we had a fresh bit of breaking news that kind of proved that point wrong with this bugger, Casey Jones, who, all right, we only get the one shot of him, but he looks really, really good in those soft goods.
And I think this is why Mad Hatter says that Mezco are going to be a problem, because we all thought, okay, the Mezco do Turtles, great, sound, that's fine, we can just get... But actually here, there's potential. Casey Jones, Shredder, Splinter, April,
yeah.
They can go. They're going in.
We don't know how deep they will go. We don't know how deep they will go, and pretty much everyone and anyone is releasing Turtles at this point in time, because nostalgia is the most powerful drug in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Nostalgia's real, people. I keep telling you. And you can mix and match these Turtles. Like, you can buy these Turtles. Sorry, where's my image gone? Right, you can buy... Not that Turtle. Have I closed the tab already? I was too excited. This one. Oh, hang on, I ain't got to them yet. Yeah, you can buy these Turtles, and you can put them with, like, you can put these up with the Mirage Leatherhead and the Mirage Rat King. Like, and I reckon aesthetically it's gonna work because the color palettes are a little bit darker, a little bit grittier. So, like, if you wanted to use these and like create your own sort of mash-up Turtle display, I reckon it's still gonna work. Like, you could get the Mirage villains and have these as your Mirage Turtles. And aesthetically, I think it's going to work. And like, you may actually prefer that each of these turtles comes with their own coloured bandana, etc. Like, do you know what I mean? There's different ways you can display your turtles now. You've got options.
Yeah, and that's always a good thing. Options, different options. As I said, even though these are going to be pricey, I think these are, as I said earlier, the best turtles there are out there. All right, the hench turtles may be close, but they're all red bandanas. And if you want something that shows their individuality, this has their coloured bandanas.
No one's had them in hand yet. These are on show, of course. They look great, undoubtedly. We're just going to bite our tongue until these come out in hand. But they definitely have the potential to be the best representations of the turtles in plastic, in regards to having a piece of everything, a piece of all the pies, if you will, because they are its own thing. And then,
as you said, this is going to be a very dangerous line, depending on how deep
Mad
they
Hatter
go.
said it, not me. Mad Hatter said it to me. He said Mezco is Mezco's one to watch. Okay, so talking about variants, I'm definitely not skipping this, as this was one of my favourite reveals of the whole bloody convention. So Mr. Pixel Dan gets the exclusive from Trevor. He does his walkthrough, and Trevor just casually goes, let me show you these Punk Turtles. So we're going to get another Turtles 4-pack, but it is the Punk outfit. Now, I don't know why they've been dubbed the Punk Turtles, because to me they're just in varsity jackets, and like, I don't know how anyone on the streets ever got fooled that these were just normal people walking around and not turtles in just big puffer jackets. But it is a design that I've loved from the animated show, and ever since the animated show started, I wanted these. Like, I wanted that Turtles in Disguise box set to be these, and now they're here and we can have everything. So these are going to be newly tooled. So the arms are all going to be double jointed in their unique jackets. The heads are going to be new as well, because those glasses are glued on there. Those glasses are not removable. And also we're going to have alternative heads. So hopefully they give us a few face options rather than them all being smiley. As I really like the sort of expression of Mikey there.
Mikey's got that big cheesy grin.
Yeah.
So if you can have a couple with that big cheesy grin.
Yeah, or just a couple of expressions, that'd be nice, because those glasses are glued on there. But maybe, I'm thinking, maybe the glasses and the top of the head pop off, like the Turtles in Disguise, and you can pop them on the other expressions. That's what I hope for, because remember, those glasses are basically in replacement for the bandana, so those glasses are glued on. But all of them comes with a unique jacket. I guess Raph could have come with his white one or his brown one. I'm fine with either, to be completely honest. They still represent the Punk Turtles. I love how Donnie comes over there, the Blazing Squad styly one, the varsity jackets, leather one from
you got the shopping bags. I know 2 of them are going to come. Well, there's going to be 2 bags of shopping, and you've also got a boombox as well. So, and it's the case of they're making this as individual as possible. So we're now going to have 2 different sets of turtles in 2 different disguises, which is really, really cool. It's a really, really cool concept. It's sort of like you can do a Spider-Man pointing at each one. You have the normal ones pointing at the disguised ones, and they're all pointing at each other, which is really, really cool. I'm all for these. I like their kicks as well. You know what? I just noticed that they're all wearing kicks. So yes.
I'm trying to find a picture. I don't know if I can get one. But the Turtles go on Disguise in London as well. And they're basically wearing similar outfits, but their heads have all got crazy hairstyles. So Trevor has said in the interview with Pixel Dan that they're going to come with interchangeable heads, and each of the heads is going to have a little crazy hairstyle like they do when the Turtles are in London from the animated show. So you can see Leo there with the mohawk, Donnie at the back's got some spiky Shartimus Prime hair, so they're going to come with interchangeable heads with some crazy hairstyles to mimic what we've seen when the Turtles go to Europe. And like Tanner said, they're uniquely tooled with the double jointed elbows and the shoes. That's why they're new Turtles. They're not just reissues of the Turtles in Disguise. They're going to be newly tooled because their arms are going to be unique. The legs are going to be unique at least the feet will be. The jackets will be overlays, I'm sure. But this is going to be a separate 4-pack release. They said at the start of 2024, so you've got some time before this one comes out. But I'm just glad it's coming. It's not we always knew it was. They were shown on the back of the Usagi Yojimbo box. But it's just nice to know how they look and that they're coming, and I'm like, yes, please. Probably one of my favourite Toon reveals of the just for me personally. I wanted these. I like the In Disguise turtles as well. Always have. Always been very fond of the In Disguise Donnie in the Playmates form. Happy it was now in the Toon, and now we've got the Punk, and yeah, very, very happy Tanner with these. So highlight for me for sure.
You know what? I will agree with you in saying these are highlights of the Toon line. Of all I think they have had all great reveals. These are probably the main event, the top of those reveals, purely because of the fact they all look so. Yeah.
People ask me,
look so good.
What I wanted to see at San Diego Comic-Con, and I said Punk, Disguise, Turtles, and they waited a day or so to tease us with it, but they put them out on the Saturday morning, and there they are. They look great. They look really, really good. So. Yeah, really liking them. I was going to quickly jump to Super 7, but they didn't show too much. They did show a sort of mock-up of the Turtle Van, which they are saying is coming this year, but I still think that may get pushed to the start of next year. And then we've got the next wave with Space Raph, the robot, Rocksteady, Bebop, sorry. But no, that is Rocksteady, isn't it? That is Rocksteady.
No, that is Rocksteady,
yeah. Boner, Napoleon. Is that Napoleon? It is Napoleon, is it?
No, is that Napoleon? I can't remember. It's one of the Punk Frogs. Yeah, it could be Napoleon. You're right, Monofrog.
And the variant
no,
Shredder.
it's Rasputin.
Rasputin. Yes,
Rasputin.
you're right. It is. We were naming every other turtle frog apart from the frog. I had this as a kid, very nostalgic to me. So when it comes to the Super 7 stuff, I'm not a completionist like Tanner, but I'm gonna be still continuing to pick up the ones that are nostalgic to me. Like if I had the robot Rocksteady and Bebop as a kid in the chrome sort of, so I'm going to get them. This isn't as chromy as I hoped it would be, to be fair, but maybe that's just the picture not giving it credit. But I'm still going to get him. I'm going to get the frog. I'm going to get the variant turtles. So I don't need the variant re-release of Shredder, to be honest, but I'll get the others.
Although that chrome helmet does look quite cool. I will give him that.
What, on Shredder?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he looks good. I just.
It looks cool.
It's not my Shredder.
Cool. Yeah, you don't need it.
Yeah,
you don't need it, but it looks cool. What was I going to say? Yeah, you say it. I was complete. I still haven't ordered that most recent wave yet. To be pre-ordered that most recent wave
yet. You've still got like a year to think about it.
I've just been told it's Genghis. It's not.
Oh, okay. So we named every other frog.
All of the other frogs, yeah, apart from the one it actually is.
Yeah.
So
we were just testing you. We were basically making sure you knew your turtle frogs, your punk frogs. Tanner, we've been going for a while here now, and the missus has texted me saying she's on her way back. I need to eat, but we've had a lot of turtle reviews. Is there anything we're missing? We've went through we've went through more than just the highlights. We went for a hell of a lot of reviews.
The only thing I will mention is because they had an SDCC exclusive, the Loyal Subjects IDW turtles. They had a little display there showing their SDCC exclusives, the IDWs, the cartoon stroke video game Tokka and Razar, and also Super Shredder as well. They look cool. I've wanted the IDW turtles, and thank the whole shebang who are supplying a different version of those IDW turtles in the UK, which I've managed to pick up. They all look cool. Pretty much that's the only other thing I will probably mention, along with Mezco doing the 5-point turtles of the Mirage line, all red bandanas. But again, that's a little bit shorter of the scale than I would like. And also, that the last thing I'll mention is that third-party King Turtle of Leonardo that 5K Toys have released. Again, I saw the pictures this morning. It looks cool. I like the fact it comes with some little shish kebabs as accessories. The turkey in me is screaming, you've got to buy it just for the freaking shish kebabs. But we shall see if I do pick that one up. I know I picked up the not Leo Samurai Turtle, and that was really, really cool. But yeah, we'll see where it comes. But that's pretty much the only other things I felt would be worth a mention.
We are never shy of turtle news, but there was just so damn much. Like this is the first time I'm seeing these pictures. Like loyal subjects, I appreciate there's an extra option out there that is a slightly cheaper price point, slightly smaller scale, but just not for me. This is not for me. But I am glad that it exists for anyone who's into it. Again, it's a cheaper price point, and it's nice to see them actually getting some IDW love, because we haven't really got any proper IDW figures, but I guess now we have. Yeah, these look okay, but they're just not my mind's eye. They're not the representation of the turtles I need in my display, but they're there for the people that do want them. Yeah, lots of turtle news. But we're going to wrap it up there. Let me just bounce to the chat real quick just to say thank you to the people that are here. A few people have stuck with us, and let's look at the poll. I'm going to end the poll. And the poll is ending with: which NECA TMNT brand had the best showing and reveals at San Diego Comic-Con? What line are you loving at the moment? Toon movie, Mirage / Ronin, or Archie / Universal Monsters? 32% for Toon, 11% for movie. The winner with 38%, just beating out Toon, is Mirage / Ronin, and then 18% for Archie and Universal. So love for everybody there. It seems love for everybody. Shout out Viper, Jay's Toys Collection UK. Go and subscribe to him, by the way. I was on his live stream yesterday trying to recap all the other stuff at San Diego. So much stuff. Jay's starting live streams as well, so make sure you go and check out Jay's channel. Adam's in the chat. He's been joining us for the whole thing. So is Damien. As I said, Viper Stridon. Phil Jones was lurking as well. He's always lurking. Professor Hill Phones as
Isn't Adam on holiday at the moment?
That's a different Adam, but
different Adam.
Different Adam. But Adam Batman Moran, I don't know how much of a turtle fan he is. I don't know if Adam will watch the stream, but we'll tell him we give him a shout out all the same. Sai was in the chat as well. Just scrolling up, I can see Marcus. Thirsty for Chicken joined us. Rich M popped in and out. He'll probably watch us on the replay at 2 times speed. He's not really into turtles.
I know. Mini Classic Multiverse Tom mentioned he'll be watching the replay as well.
Hello from the past, Tom. Hello from the past. Right, we appreciate everybody. Thank you so much, Tanner. Lots of turtle news. Exciting time. If you could just pick maybe 1 or 2 highlights of everything you've seen, what is it?
So I would say the Pro Wrestler Turtles from Archie.
Yeah.
The Punk Turtles from the cartoon, and I will say from the comics, I'm going to have to pick 2 from the comics, which is Leatherhead and Rat King.
Yeah, Leatherhead and Rat King are too good. I think I have to get them regardless what I collect. I'm going to say the Punk Turtles were my most wanted reveal. So it happened, so I have to say them. It has to be them. But I am very happy with very pleasantly surprised by Giant Crang. And so much good stuff, people. So much good stuff. Suited Casey as well. So much good stuff. We will be back, I'm sure, on the next Turtles and Tea. Just think how much news we broke down here. Is there going to be any news left? Of course there is. There is also always Turtle news. So we'll be back on the next Turtles and Tea. I think NECA are going to be at PowerCon. So maybe there'll be some reveals in August. Maybe there'll be some new pre-orders. There's always going to be pre-orders that they haven't shown off today. So we'll be back in August, I'm sure. But we had to jump on today while we're still hot. As I said, this is the 3rd day in a row I've been streaming. Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe, and now Turtles. So much stuff. Rich watched it all. He was there. Turtle Power.
One thing I will say is next week the new movie comes out as well.
We could do a little mini episode reviewing the movie.
Technically, the UK get it slightly earlier. We're getting it next Monday on the 31st. So, it's an interesting time to be a turtle. I know.
You're actually a turtle.
Be a Turtles fan. Sorry, my
mistake.
Sorry. Wrong choice of words. I'm getting excited. That's what it is. It's getting late and I'm getting excited. It's a good time to be a Turtles fan. I know the comics have also revealed that the Last Ronin 2 is coming out with the new Turtles as well.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we will catch up again. Maybe a mini episode to discuss the movie.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I haven't booked my ticket yet,
but
I'm sure. Yes.
We'll be back, is all we're saying. But there is a playlist which has now been converted to a podcast form on the channel, Turtles and Tea. You can listen to us audio only if you want to on the YouTube app. So go back and listen to some previous episodes to see what our predictions were to San Diego. We got a couple right, people. But we'll be back. Tanner, until then, where can the people find you online?
So Instagram and Twitter, Super Turk 5000. It's been down there at the bottom all show. You know where to find me. I'm very close to actually hitting 500 followers.
Let's get in there.
Let's get me up to that 500. Brilliant. I still need to do my post for today. I'm sure I've got something around here to do for my post for today. And also for anyone who's a wrestling fan, on Money in the Bank, as you saw the picture earlier.
He was genuinely on WWE TV. I've seen it on pay-per-view myself. Phil Jones says, Tanner and a half shell. Total power. Thank you very much to the chat. Thank you. Rich watched it all as well. I appreciate you. He says, been rearranging the shelves. That's one of my favourite things to do. Put a podcast on and just rearrange. Have a little look at my shelves. The lights are off. Figures are on the floor. I need to do exactly that. All right. So he says, if you go audio only, you won't see Tanner's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cat try and steal the limelight. That's true. His cat is always trying to get on screen. He's trying to show off his pussy constantly.
You know what? She hasn't appeared yet today. I think it's been too warm for her, so she's sleeping outside.
This is how you get cats. I ain't got a cat. This is how you get on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I've got you on the headset, so she can't hear you anyway. So
just luring you instead.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm sure she'll turn up when she's hungry.
Right, we're out of here. Give them a wave, Tanner. I've got an end screen somewhere. Here it is. Give them a word of the day for anyone who watches the replay. Let's test Tom. Let's see if Tom actually does watch the replay. What should he write in the comments?
So I'll say SDCC.
There you go, SDCC. That's an easy one for you. Thank you very much to everyone sticking in. Thank you very much to anyone who watches on the replay. Lots of Turtle news. It's an exciting time to be a Turtle fan, especially in your mid-30s. Because, wow, so much stuff. We need more room, Tanner. We need more room. That's what we need.
Yes, go